Whenever any wild beast or monster sets foot on the palace grounds, the Grand Duke will totally destroy them without even a single moment of hesitation. This snake is seriously powerful, but it is no match for the Grand Duke. Maybe the serpent lair is near that beast. Following this lead might actually work. He decides to change his course. To stop this from happening again, he has to hit the market and find some bait that only attracts low-level snake monsters. That bait only attracts low-level snakes. That way, he won't have to face off against any more giant monsters like that. Cut to a magnificent palace glowing under the beautiful colors of a golden sunset. At the stall, the merchant claps his hands with a big, bright grin. Thanks for shopping with us. Hope to see you again soon. While Lin Yuan checks the item stats, the snake bait releases a special scent to draw in low-level monsters. Suddenly, a familiar voice calls out, "I have been wandering all over Sandstorm City just to find you. It is that priest again." He rushes over eagerly. "My dear friend, I hope you have been doing okay without me around. Isn't this the guy the mine boss was chasing? He won't leave Lin Yuan alone. Add me as a friend first," he blabbers. "My dear friend, finding you on this huge map was definitely not easy, but I truly feel like our souls are calling out to one another." Lin Yuan frowns and asks, "You need something or what?" Suddenly, the system notifies him that a player named the son of that year wants to be friends. Lin Yuan just ignores him. "Of course I have business. Wait up. Don't you want to go hunt some monsters in Ash Valley together? Fighting together would be totally awesome." But he just shuts him down. "No, I have other things to do." The priest desperately tries to grab him. "Wait, my dear friend. Don't you think a super trio would be cool? Why don't you come join our squad?" He spreads his arms wide, trying to sound as convincing as possible. "Look, if you roll with me, Lan Weert and Tin Hern, we can be the new elite squad. We will be the wings this dying world needs to finally wake up from this total nightmare." Hearing those familiar names, Lam Vien immediately started thinking back to the Langweert he knew from his previous life. Langweert was the big boss of the second strongest guild in Baokat City, the legendary Kinghua Thuingweet. He was a heavy hitter in the Order organization too. Rumor had it he was one of the 9 saviors who actually founded the whole thing. Lam Vien crunched the numbers fast. This was a massive chance to snag intel on the Order or even recruit his first real follower. "Nung, the hidden dungeon resets tomorrow. If I skip it now, I am basically flushing this week's fat loot down the toilet. Better to grab the immediate rewards and hit up Lan Weert later." Just then, the system confirmed that the friend request from Mark Troy Nume was accepted. Lam Vien walked off with a casual promise. "Let's hit a dungeon together next time, all right? I have got some real business to handle, so I am out of here." The priest just waved goodbye, looking pretty happy. "Sure thing. I will be waiting for your invite anytime, my friend." Using his past life experience, Lam Vien headed straight for the stone stairs. Near that hidden dungeon entrance, I am betting there will be some of those yellow village snakes for sure. He dropped to one knee, scanning the cracked ground for any tracks left by that massive serpent. His eyes went sharp. 3 small blue snakes were flicking their tongues, slithering out from between the rocks. Watching their tails vanish into the shadows, he realized these little guys were the true monsters of the snake demon's den. Gotta stay sharp. Lam Vien threw a magic blast that shattered the fake rock wall, clearing all the obstacles out of his way. Climbing the dark stairs with his hulking zombie minion, he smirked. "Finally, I found the place." Right there was a massive snake skeleton hanging off a mossy wall. The system pinged. "You have entered the hidden dungeon, Snake Demon's Den." He stood on the ledge, looking down at a literal carpet of writhing, tentacle-like monsters. System check. Normal snake demon larva. Level 10. 1000 HP flesh seed plus 500. Attack 100. Defense 10. Skill, flesh condensation. Flesh condensation. The larvae are building up flesh seeds inside their bodies. 500 HP. Lam Vien raised his hand, charging a glowing green orb of pure power. "All right, let's do this." He gave the word and summoned the giant thunder scorpion. It landed right in the middle of the swarm, radiating pure menace. The scorpion's nasty pincers snapped open. "Kill them all," he ordered. System alert. Thunder Scorpion is activating Crystal Thunderstorm. The beast instantly unleashed a wave of purple lightning, absolutely wrecking everything in sight. Bolts of electricity fried the air, grinding those snake larvae into dust in a matter of seconds. He dashed over, standing amidst the mountain of dropped loot. He picked one up, a flesh seed, the hidden dungeon's prize. System prompt: consume flesh seed? It is a special potion. Effect: randomly increases your main stats from +1 to +5. Human players using this will increase their tolerance. 0 out of 100. Lam Vien gave a smug little grin, holding the bright red pill to his lips, ready to gulp it down. System alert: you used 1 flesh seed. Spirit +3. Current tolerance 1 out of 100. The scorpion kept on slaughtering. He did the math. Looks like a 100 cap, but the stat boost is actually insane. These rare permanent stat boosters are super scarce. They would sell for at least 4 or 5 gold coins a pop. If I clear this hidden dungeon once a week, I am looking at 1,000 seeds. With this, I do not even need a guild. I will never be broke again. He kept popping the items as the system pinged. You used 1 flesh seed. Constitution +5. Current tolerance 2 out of 100. With a handful of seeds, he ate nonstop. You used 1 flesh seed. Strength +2. Tolerance 3 out of 100. You used 1 flesh seed. Spirit +4. Tolerance 4 out of 100. Lam Vien's eyes glowed a creepy red. He held his breath, feeling a massive surge of power racing through his veins like fire. The status window popped up. His spirit stat had absolutely skyrocketed to 318 points. Lam Vien checked his tolerance. 100 out of 100. Maxed out. I will hoard the other 900 seeds and sell them once I rent a shop. 1 grind session a week is more than enough. Behind him, magic energy from the dead snakes twisted into creepy green serpent ghosts. Lam Vien turned to leave, stationing 3 werewolf minions with pickaxes at the door to block the path. Leaving these 3 zombies here is more than enough to scare off any average players. Nobody is finding this spot anytime soon. As he walked, his mind started connecting the dots. The snakes here do not seem like the ones that guy was controlling back then. Something is off. Or maybe he actually mutated that moon monster, a level 60 beast that definitely should not be in this part of the game yet. Suddenly, the screen starts flashing bright red. Emergency alert. It is a real-world call from your little sister. Lin Yuan freezes, his whole face turning pale. Xiao Dan never actually calls him first. Did something go south? Is she in serious trouble? He grabs the phone, sounding totally stressed. Xiao Dan, what happened? On the other end, a shaky, nervous girl's voice answers him. No, I just wanted to ask if you had dinner yet. Lin Yuan stares, his worry turning into total, speechless confusion. Huh? Yeah, I ate. Suddenly, a blonde classmate snatches the phone away from his panicked sister and jumps on the line. She speaks up loud. Hey, class president's big brother. So, the president wants to know if you could carry us through a dungeon real quick? Lin Yuan sits there stunned, sweating bullets, answering like a total robot. Sure thing. A million questions start racing through his head. Xiao Dan is actually asking me for a dungeon carry? Before he can even process that, some jerk starts laughing mockingly in the background of the phone call. Ha, see? Told you so. Lin Dan is just a professional liar, and her big brother is some total loser who brags without any shame at all. The blonde guy smirks, looking like he just won the lottery. A purple-haired girl nearby just looks confused, while some sharp-nosed dude in the crowd starts talking trash. Look at that ego. He did not even ask which dungeon before saying yes. Lin Dan, your brother has officially gamed his brains out. So, do you 2 siblings always team up to scam people like this? Nice teamwork. A red-haired girl joins in, laughing her head off. Hey, let's pick Ash Valley on hero mode. No guild has even come close to beating that high-level dungeon yet. The blonde girl nervously glances at the guy before hesitatingly confirming the plan with Lin Yuan over the phone. Ash Valley on hero mode. You hear that, big bro? The blonde guy, Vien, just crosses his arms and laughs out loud. So full of it. Ash Valley? Give me a break. Lin Dan, your brother just skipped school all day. He is a total fraud. And you are a liar too. Honestly, raising two pieces of human garbage like you, I bet your parents are not exactly great people either. Probably just like you. Hearing that, she glares with pure rage and screams, "Hey!" But from the other end, Lin Yuan's cold, murderous voice cuts her off. His eyes are glowing red with pure fury. "That is enough, Xiao Dan. Stop wasting your breath on trash. I am heading to Ash Valley right now." Cut to the game. The blonde warrior Lin Dan stands on a jagged cliff, her heart racing with pure anxiety. Even though her big brother grinds this game constantly and has spent a fortune on it, she looks extremely worried. Ash Valley on hero mode is a total nightmare, second only to death level difficulty. Did I just drag my brother into a massive, impossible mess by asking him to carry us? While she is lost in thought, a soft, familiar voice speaks up right behind her. "Xiao Dan." She turns around, shocked to see her friend. A system notification pops up. "Thien Ha Truong Ka has joined the party." Thien, why are you here?" Thien, dressed as a priest, bangs her staff on the ground. "I heard everything, and I am pissed. It was just your desk mate congratulating you this morning on moving into that new villa. How on earth did that brain-dead jerk Lam Vien overhear the conversation? That jerk is not even human. I am here to be a witness. Later on, we are absolutely going to make him bow and apologize in front of every single classmate here." Lin Dan gets teary-eyed. "Thank you, Thien." Suddenly, a nasty, annoying voice yells up at them from the bottom of the cliff. "Yeah, you definitely need a witness. When this is over, you better keep your eyes wide open and watch what happens." Vuong Viem and the red-haired girl hop up onto the cliff, laughing their heads off as they walk. "I have met plenty of fake, gold-digging girls like you. Do your parents just work as servants in someone else's villa? And you actually have the nerve to claim you live there yourself? Hilarious. Ha! The system starts spamming VIP alerts. Young Master VM, Pursuit, VM is Power Leveler, Demon Blade, and Starseeker have all joined the party. Lin Dan is absolutely livid. She glares at them and screams to protect her friend. "Vuong Viem, you just got lucky being born rich. What right do you have to go around mocking everyone else?" Lin Dan grabs her friend's shoulder to pull her back. Thien, do not bother with him. He is not worth it." Vuong Viem's eyes turn bloodshot, veins popping out of his forehead. "Damn it, I seriously cannot stand this little brat for one more second." He swings his sword, ordering his hired goons to teach her a lesson. "I will pay you double." The red-haired girl lets out a high-pitched cackle. "Hee. I have been sick of her acting all innocent for a while now. Let me just scratch her face off." The hired goon charges in, excited. Young Master VM sure is generous with his cash. "Let me just strip all that gear off you first." Just as the creeps rush forward, a massive green sword aura full of destructive power tears through the air and slashes straight down at them. Before those two hired thugs could even touch the girls, a magic wave blasted them into the sky, screaming in total terror. What the hell is this? As the dust clears, Lin Yuan drops in with his cloak flying, landing right in front of his sister. He swings a bloody sword, sending those scumbags flying 10 meters back. He pulls back into a stance as his jet-black cloak settles around him with total authority. He glances back and asks in a deep, calm voice, "Are you okay, little Dan?" The young warrior just stands there, totally speechless. "I am fine." She stares at her brother's back, clutching her face while screaming internally. He is so fast and looks freaking cool. Wang Yan freezes before jumping up and cursing. "You really just ambushed the professional grinders I spent a fortune to hire? Damn it, do you have any idea how much those guys cost me? Can you even pay for that? How the hell am I supposed to clear this dungeon now?" Lin Yuan doesn't say a word. He dashes forward like a ghost, pressing the edge of his razor-sharp blade against the guy's throat. "You are the one who messed with my sister and talked trash about my parents." The rich brat falls on his butt, trembling, yet he still tries to talk big. "Do you even know who I am? How dare you talk to me like that? You absolute nobody." Before he can even finish his sentence, Lin Yuan delivers a massive, bone-shattering slap right to his face, twisting his jaw as blood and spit go flying everywhere. The slap wasn't enough, so he follows up with a lightning-fast kick that slams the guy into a boulder, shattering it instantly. His voice turns ice cold. I don't give a damn whose dog you are. If you want to go around biting people, you better be ready to take a beating. The redhead girl backs away in a panic. Are you insane? This dungeon requires at least 6 people to enter, and you just took out our team. Wang Yan crawls out from the rubble, his face swollen like a balloon as he screams in pure frustration. You just took out 2 of our members, so how are we supposed to enter the dungeon now? Lin Yuan brushes off his hands like he just touched trash and glares back. I will handle the missing slots myself. Your only job is to shut your mouth and wait right there. He starts running the numbers in his head. This dungeon drops the riding skill, and that is something I am definitely going to need later on. Opening his system panel, he thinks about inviting that guy, Old Sunday. It would be the perfect excuse to finally get in contact with Lang Yue. The system flashes a notification. A party request has been successfully sent to the player named Old Sunday. Over there, Qian leans into her best friend, her eyes sparkling like bright headlights. Little Dan, your brother is way more intense than I thought, and he is seriously handsome too. Lin Dan crosses her arms and tilts her head back with pride. Oh, really? He is just okay, I guess. Nothing special. Wang Yan is still salty, pointing his finger and sneering. Humph, a broke loser like you. What kind of high-level player could you possibly know? You probably just invited some total noobs who will get wiped out by the first trash mob at the entrance. Before he can finish, the redhead girl grabs his shirt, her face turning pale. Young Master Yan, you need to look at this right now. A glowing figure descends from the sky with a blinding light. It is the priest, Old Sun, making a super dramatic entrance. The crowd around them gasps in shock. Wait, is that not the legendary pro player from the famous Iron Triangle trio? The priest keeps his eyes shut, leaning on his staff while muttering some incredibly cheesy and dramatic lines. When the bells of destiny finally ring out, you and I are destined to drown together in this vast sea of ambition with no turning back. The system dings as Old Sun joins the party and successfully teleports in. The priest stares with cold eyes, acting all deep and dangerous just for show. Young Master Wang Yan drops his jaw, staring at the guy like he just saw a legend walk on Earth. Holy crap, that is the legendary main priest from the Moonwater Guild, the second strongest guild in the Western Desert. The redhead girl immediately flips her attitude, acting all flirty while batting her eyelashes. Big brother Sun, are you really the one leading us through this dungeon today? Thank you so much. The warrior Lin Dan turns to her friend, totally confused. Why is a pro player like Old Sun even here? A legend like him never joins random parties like this. Qian starts sweating, looking just as confused as everyone else. I have no idea. Ruining the whole cool vibe, the priest suddenly throws his arms wide and lunges at Lin Yuan like a lost puppy seeing its owner. My best friend, you finally remembered me. I knew it. I knew you would be the one to carry me through this dungeon today. I ran over here as fast as I possibly could the second I saw your party invite pop up. The priest keeps rubbing his face against him cheesily. We are going to be an invincible super team. It is going to be great. Lin Yuan looks at him with pure disgust, using one hand to shove the priest's chubby face as far away as possible. He completely rejects the affection. Watching this, Wang Yan starts screaming like a dying pig, unable to accept this absolutely insane and brutal reality unfolding before him. What? A legendary pro player is asking that nobody to carry him through a dungeon? How is this even possible? Isn't her brother just some random loser player? The redhead grabs his shirt and whispers, Master Yan, maybe the legend just joined the wrong team by mistake? You should go over there and have a serious talk with the legendary priest right now. Sun immediately spins around and glares at them to protect his idol. Hey, I came here specifically because my best friend invited me. He is the ultimate top-tier god. Seriously, have you losers even seen his viral clips before or what? Just as a fight starts brewing, Lin Yuan turns his back coldly and cuts him off. Enough, dungeon time. But Wang Yan is a stubborn jerk. He grinds his teeth and starts analyzing like some fake pro expert. I get it now, Lin Dan. Your brother is just using a pro booster. But the heroic Ashes Valley is where even top guilds fail. Look, he is just a lowly priest from a second-rate guild. What could he possibly do in here? Ignoring the barking dogs behind him, Lin Yuan just gives a cold, half-eyed glance and drops a line that sounds absolutely ice-cold. Shut your mouth and keep your eyes open. Watch me clear this. The system lights up. Team entering heroic Ash Valley dungeon. The group steps through the portal, turning into streaks of green light that tear through space and warp them straight inside. As they land, a pack of red, snarling beasts greets them. System reports. Objective: Basic Ash Lizard Monster. Level 18. HP 4,700. Attack 580. Defense 75. Flame Breath skill. Launches a fiery attack, causing a 10-second burn effect. Facing the monsters at the portal, Lin Dan is breaking a sweat. She grips her weapon, worried sick. These monster stats are insane. Can my big brother really handle this mess? If only my level was a bit higher. Standing behind her, that snake Wang Yan smirks while cooking up a dirty plan. He called a priest over because he wants to solo these mobs himself, right? No way am I letting him win. I am pulling every monster nearby right onto him. The redhead switches vibes instantly, charging a fireball to sabotage. Whatever you say, Master Wang. The fireball screams through the air, exploding right in the middle of a group of lizards just chilling nearby. Redhead laughs, enjoying the chaos. The lizard takes the hit and loses it, opening its disgusting mouth to let out a deafening, piercing roar. Sensing some backstabbing, Lin Yuan eyes sharpen like blades as he glances back. Suddenly, a massive wave of red lizards floods in like a tidal wave. Someone screams out. What is happening? Why are there so many mobs pulling at once? Lin Dan and Chin Chin stare in horror, faces pale. The guide videos never showed this. The ash lizards pack together tightly. Their glowing red maws roar as they charge the team, looking ready to tear everyone apart and swallow them whole. Young Master Wang Yan draws his sword, faking a defensive stance while laughing at their misery. Guess your luck just ran out, losers, while everyone else is panicking like crazy. That weird veteran priest gets hyped up like he is on a sugar rush, raising his staff and shouting, "This is getting intense. Hey, Supreme Friend, your fighting spirit is finally waking up too, right? This battle is going to make us both legends." During the deep moment, Lin Yuan casually interrupts by summoning his pet, Thunder Scorpion. A massive magic circle opens, revealing the beast. The system flashes a notification. Thunder Scorpion remains. Skill activated. Crystal Thunderstorm. The dungeon sky turns pitch black as massive, dreamy purple lightning strikes down from above. It blasts the lizards to pieces. Amid the chaos, Lin Yuan charges the front line with a cool parting line. Everyone, just protect yourselves. Lin Yuan moves like a green lightning bolt across the battlefield, swinging his sword and slicing through lizards in a single, clean motion. The jade-embedded blade glows with brilliant light. Our gamer CEO spins and lands a critical hit, clearing the path with a murderous, stone-cold look in his eyes. Suddenly, one lizard slips through the cracks, snapping its jagged teeth as it lunges at the two girls. Lin Dan grinds her teeth and shields her friend with her spear. "Get behind me. I will take care of this one." Chen Chen nods while trembling. "Okay, be careful." Just before the monster reaches his sister, Lin Yuan flies through the air, plunging his sword deep into the lizard's skull while growling in an icy, badass tone. "Not on my watch." Lin Yuan stands tall, his cape fluttering over a mountain of dead lizard corpses. Lin Dan looks at her brother with total awe, thinking, wow, he is actually this strong in the game. Incredible. After cleaning up the trash, Lin Yuan walks over and gently ruffles his sister's hair with his big, warm hand. He gazes at her warmly, his voice sounding like a soft romantic lead. "Don't worry, with me here, I will never let anything hurt you." Facing this brotherly love, Lin Dan blushes hard, her big eyes blinking with pure emotion and gratitude. The great Lin Yuan responds with a confident, gentle smile that could melt anyone's heart instantly. Her friend Qian Qin watches with star-filled eyes. Lin Dan just twirls her hair, feeling completely safe and protected. Big brothers are the absolute best. But just when things get sentimental, the human loudspeaker Wang Yan ruins the vibe with his clowning. Please, I got this. Ash Valley is basically a joke. Seriously, a single player could wipe these mobs out effortlessly. Is my silver tier gear actually worse than these losers? It is just not possible. Redhead starts sucking up again. Right, these bums could never afford Yan's gear. He's finally getting his swagger back. Delusional as ever, Wang Yan charges forward like a god. Watch and learn. You idiots. It is my time to shine. He strikes a superhero pose in midair and yells, "Behold the true power of young Master Yan." A second later, the lizard gets annoyed and delivers a massive tail slap right to his face, making it go totally crooked as he screams out in agony. Ouch! The rich kid is face down in the dirt like a flattened frog, moaning and groaning. Damn it, this monster is way too strong. Everything hurts so bad. Lin Yuan stands there glaring at the dead weight. Brutal. If you want to die, wait until I clear this dungeon first. Kicking the dead weight aside, Lin Yuan's hand glows with bright green magic. He mutters about spoiling his sister, since he originally wanted gold tier gear for Xiao Dan. For now, he will just have to make do with this silver loot. Lin Yuan goes full boss mode, tossing expensive gear to his sister like he's throwing out old trash at the market. This stuff suits you. Take it. System alert. Battle will gauntlets. Silver rank. Attack plus 50. Strength plus 25. Then there is the blindingly bright fearless battle armor, boasting a massive 50 points in constitution. Absolute tank gear. The redhead nearby smells the money and her eyes light up like high beams on a car as she starts screaming. So handsome. One silver piece could buy a mountain of luxury brands. Millions of dollars given away without even a blink. Young Master Wang Yan is fuming, grinding his teeth. Enough. Do you have to be so pathetic? Staring at the top-tier loot, Lin Dan gets that teenage attitude and refuses to take it. Keep it for yourself. I'll get my own gear. Lin Yuan isn't even mad about being rejected. He just gives her a gentle, doting smile because he loves his sister. Thinking she's still the same, always trying to act tough. With no more waiting, the squad charges in. Lin Yuan moves like a whirlwind, his bright green sword light sending lizards flying through the air in every direction. Lin Dan swings her greatsword, absolutely smashing through the monsters. Their classmate launches spells while Wang Yan runs for his life, hiding from every monster he sees. Lin Dan is struggling against a heavy attack from the monster. She wipes away sweat, her eyes burning with grit as she tells herself she can do this. But her luck runs out. A massive lizard lunges from a blind spot. It opens its stinky, toothy maw and roars right in her face. Before she can even scream, a giant green magic orb blasts the lizard's head, vaporizing it in an instant. Lin Dan glances back over her shoulder, a warm smile on her lips. Must be him, slaying mobs while complaining, though she is secretly happy. He still treats me like a kid, meddling in everything just like he used to do back in the day. Way in the back, the pro gamer Lin Yuan is sweating bullets as he wipes his forehead and sighs in total helplessness. Why is giving away gear secretly so hard? Man, this battlefield is looking like a total comedy show. The big brother is busy slashing through monsters with one hand, while using the other to secretly toss magic buffs to his hard-working sister on the other side. Thien watches from the sidelines, sweating bullets at the sight. One guy is being all sneaky, ninja gifting loot and providing support from the shadows. The other knows exactly what's up but keeps acting tough. This awkward sibling chemistry is seriously top tier. Seeing them push and pull like this, honestly, it is way more entertaining than just grinding through endless waves of monsters for experience points. Through a narrow pass littered with battle ruins, they enter the deepest, darkest corner of the dungeon. The priest leans on his staff, looking up at the massive cliff ahead while sounding totally dramatic. Whoosh! The final boss is right inside there, waiting for us. The priest suddenly turns around to face Lin Yuan with a serious expression that you rarely ever see on his face. My supreme friend, maybe we should just bail. No penalty for leaving now, but a total wipe means losing levels and gear. The risk is just too high. Hearing the solid advice, the cool and calm Lin Yuan nods in agreement. Good point. Seeing them ready to quit, that human loudspeaker Wang Yan starts talking trash and acting like a total clown once again. Laughing on a rock, he yells. Hilarious. You guys are all brave when fighting trash mobs, but as soon as you see a boss, you are shaking in your boots? Ignoring the barking, Thien tries to comfort her friend. Xiao Dan, your brother carrying us this far is already amazing. Lin Dan looks down, feeling really guilty. I messed up and caused him trouble again. If I weren't such a scrub, maybe things wouldn't have ended up like this. While the vibe was straight up depressing, Lin Yuan slowly stepped into the light. Looking like a total unit, he spoke up. The death penalty is way too harsh. Suddenly, eerie green smoke from his summoning arts started swirling around him. He dropped the mic. No one else needs to lift a finger. The temperature in the air plummeted, and dozens of buffed-out zombie werewolves, armed to the teeth, crawled out of the void. They formed a savage demon army right behind him. Lin Yuan gave a cold smirk. I'm all the backup I need. Seeing that literal parade of monsters, Wang Yan's jaw hit the floor as he started stuttering like a fool. All those summons, what kind of crazy cheat code is this guy using anyway? The old priest, son of yesteryear, clutched his hands to his chest, acting like a total fanboy and beaming with pride. You guys are in a party with my legendary friend and you still don't know his true power? Whether it's soloing world bosses or single-handedly wrecking the entire Bloodstained Guild. Out of every single player I've ever met, he is hands down the strongest. High up on the jagged cliff, the massive Bloodslayer lizard boss clung to the wall. With its spiky scales and rows of serrated teeth, the thing was radiating some serious nightmare energy. Like a bolt of lightning, a massive green magic sphere ripped through the air, slamming right into the boss's face with an earth-shattering explosion. Its nasty yellow eyes snapped wide with pure rage, and just like that, the final showdown was on. That green magic blast landed a heavy blow right on the giant lizard's chest, forcing it to arch its neck and roar with a mouth full of jagged fangs. After taking that nasty hit, the Bloodslayer lizard went absolutely berserk, its blood-red eyes bulging as its long tongue lashed out. Suddenly, a massive magical blast erupted beneath it, making the entire mountainside tremble with the force. Right along with that ear-splitting roar, the system started flashing red with some intense notifications. The Cinder Lizard King, Level 21 King Class, 10,000 HP, 1,200 attack, 300 defense, and a bunch of broken shield skills. Despite that suffocating pressure, Lin Yuan just stood there like a boss, hands in his pockets and sword at the ready, flanked by two werewolf guards clutching pickaxes, looking ready to absolutely fold that boss. Meanwhile, back in the safety zone, our resident deadweight Wang Yan was sweating bullets. Looking at the stats, he screamed his lungs out. 1,200 attack points? With damage like that, one tiny tap and your history erased from the server. But while he was shaking in his boots, the warrior Lin Dan bit her lip, her eyes blazing as she gripped her greatsword with total determination, thinking to herself, this whole mess is totally on me. There's no way I'm letting him go on a suicide mission alone. Without a single second of hesitation, the girl charged straight into the fray, shouting at his back, let me take the lead and pull the aggro so I can tank all the damage for you. But just as she was ready to go all in, the system suddenly announced that our fanboy priest had popped a skill. Son of Yesteryear activated Holy Light Shackles. In an instant, a glowing gold magic circle locked onto Lindan's heels, pinning her straight to the floor. Target locked. The priest tapped his staff, striking a cool pose and smirking at the frozen girl. Just stay put and watch the show, okay? You'll probably just end up being a burden and getting in his way. Trapped and furious, Lin Dan whipped her head around and glared at him. Wait, what did you just say to me? Ignoring her trash talk, the priest just waved his hand like some romantic hero and started preaching again. Let's all just sit back and witness the smooth, high-level gameplay of my legendary friend together. While the others were basically performing a comedy skit, Lin Yuan was right in the center of the kill zone, looking cold as ice as he calmly ran his fingers over the edge of his glowing magic blade. Suddenly, the system flashed red. The Cinder Lizard King was popping a skill. In a heartbeat, flame eruption went off, and a massive pillar of fire roared straight toward Lin Yuan's position. But he just gave a casual hop back, gliding through the air as his body blurred with the sword's glow, dodging that deadly fire blast like a total pro. Watching this unfold, the fanboy priest was basically losing his mind and foaming at the mouth. His positioning and the way he controlled the boss's skill range was straight up legendary. The moment the boss finished its attack, he spotted a tiny opening, and his 3 zombie werewolves immediately lunged forward. They kicked off the ground and soared through the air, diving straight for the beast's spiky head. Leading the pack, 2 of the most savage-looking wolves flew headfirst into the fray, sinking their claws deep into the Lizard King's nose and skull, ignoring the monster as it thrashed around and screamed in agony. Then came the carnage. The summons started landing fatal bites one after another. Their glowing blue fangs ripped through the tough scales on the boss's shoulders with brutal force. The whole place turned into pure chaos as the massive boss got swarmed by the pack, getting torn apart like it was being jumped by a bunch of rabid dogs. Lam Vien is ghosting around, constantly chipping away at health. Cue that annoying fake commentator again. Tracking every millisecond of skill cooldown just to kite this massive boss? That kind of precision is straight up insane. Keeping up the heat, another jade beast snaps its massive jaws wide open, ready to tear something apart. It lunges forward, sinking teeth deep into the Lizard King's scaly hide. Watching this pro-level kiting, the Sun Priest is literally praying to the gods. His eyes are glowing with pure worship. It is like the dude has a cheat code for the monster's entire data stream. This fight is not just a match, it is a straight-up masterpiece. Safely in the back, his sister Lam Vien is just frozen in shock. Is this really what my brother is capable of? Meanwhile, Redhead over there has zero chill. She is waving her staff with hard eyes, totally simping for the win. Your brother is such a beast. Go get him, big guy. Trash that giant lizard and show him who is boss. Seeing this, Lam Vien is fuming. Shut your trap, he hisses, looking like a total snake. He grips his dagger, sweat dripping as he plots something dirty. This petty little loser is clearly about to try something shady to save his own ego. If this keeps up, that jerk is actually going to clear the whole stage. If he wins, my reputation as the class big shot is going straight into the trash. One well-timed cheap shot is all it takes. If I trip him up now, the boss will finish him with a one-shot kill. He is so blinded by salt that he does not care how dirty the play is. Back in the heat of battle, Lam Vien launches himself high into the air like a total pro. He drops a heavy kick right onto the boss's jagged teeth while the beast is mid-roar and furious. The system alerts that the boss is down to 315 out of 10,000 health. It winds up for a white energy beam. The crushing bite skill just went off. Tucked in a corner, Lam Vien wears a nasty, calculated smirk. That bite has an 8-second cooldown. Now is my chance. This is the opening I have been waiting for. Seeing his window, that bottom-tier villain Lam Vien lunges out with a twisted, manic grin, charging in like a thirsty dog. You really thought you could solo this? Go to hell. But Lam Vien acts like he has eyes in the back of his head. He barely even flinches as he senses the sneak attack coming from behind. His crimson eyes flare with pure killing intent as he side-eyes the pathetic backstabber trying to gank him. He smirks, dropping a single, cold word that cuts deep. Idiot. His reflexes are honestly looking like straight-up hacks. Our main man slides back effortlessly. He dodges the blade by a hair, leaving Lam Vien stabbing at nothing but thin air. The spoiled brat freezes, his eyes wide with panic. No way. How could you possibly dodge that attack? Lam Vien levels his blade. Sounds like you have a death wish, he says. He does not even let the trash finish talking. His greatsword erupts with massive energy. He swings it down like he is handing out a final death sentence. You and the boss can go ahead and rot together. With a sharp whistle, the blade arcs through the air. The impact slams right into Lam Vien's face, sending a blood-curdling scream echoing through the entire dungeon. He did not see that coming at all. That massive swing sends the little snitch flying backward in a perfect arc. He lands right inside the gaping, hungry jaws of the Lizard King. Talk about a literal taste of his own medicine. The second that loser hits the back of the boss's throat, our hero knows it is game over. This is the moment. A glowing blue interface flashes on the screen. It is time for the finisher. He triggers the ultimate skill corpse explosion. The skill triggers instantly, detonating the traitor's body from the inside out. The massive blast completely shreds the Lizard King's throat. That is the end of the spoiled brat. One last pathetic struggle, and then he is totally deleted. As the dust settles over the ruins, the world system notification lights up. A global announcement is broadcasting to every single player online. Huge congrats to the anonymous player and their team. They just secured the world first clear for the heroic difficulty Ashen Valley dungeon. That is a legendary achievement right there. Staring at the results, the girl in the party turns to the group, totally shocked. We actually did it. Your brother is seriously on another level. He is so freaking cool. Can he carry us through the next dungeon too? Lam Vien just laughs nervously, scratching her head. He is super busy lately, she says. But maybe we can work something out later. Meanwhile, that fanboy priest is over there fixing his hair. Typical behavior from my legendary best friend. Fine, you can have the spotlight this time. But next time, I will show you what a top-tier priest really looks like. Even the red-headed girl is doing a total 180. She is acting all cute now, asking if the big pro can add her as a friend. But the only response she gets is a look of pure disgust. He is not buying what she is selling. He shoots her a glance that could kill. Zip it, he snaps. I know exactly what kind of person you are. Without a second thought, he swings his blade to wipe her out too. Since she was with that backstabber, she goes down with him. Her eyes go wide right before she hits the floor. Boom, notification pops up. Wang Yan and his squad just got deleted. Mess cleaned up, but something else catches my eye. A glowing blue screen appears. Do you want to use dark summoning on the Cinder King's corpse? Well, staring at that massive pile of bones, Lin Yuan just shrugs and mutters. Yeah, let's add this big guy to the collection. He turns back to the crew, acting all cool. Since the trash is cleared, let's go crack that glowing chest and split the loot. Even though that thing is practically blinding us with treasure vibes. Little sis Lin Dan knows the drill. She waves her hands, saying no thanks. Big bro basically soloed the whole dungeon anyway. How could we even ask for loot, seriously? Just getting the clear credit is more than enough. She is totally embarrassed, but Lin Yuan just flicks his wrist. A few skill books start floating in the air. I am taking the writing manual and this magic scroll. The rest? Do whatever you want with it, he says casually. The loot drops are insane. First up, Cinder Leg Guards. Silver rank, 30 stamina, 20 speed, 10 spirit, plus the Flame Step skill which cuts fire damage by 10%. Not bad at all. Next is the Blazing Bracers. Red Copper rank, 10 stamina, 15 strength, and 5 crit damage. These things are basically built for heavy hitters. But wait, there is more. The Blazing Fire Sword pops out next. Base stats are sweet, 15 attack, 5 strength, and 5 stamina. A solid upgrade for any warrior. Last but not least, some slick agility boots. Copper rank, 10 speed, 10 stamina, and 5 spirit. Perfect for dodging and kiting mobs. Looking at the shiny gear, the priest's face lights up like a Christmas tree. He is grinning from ear to ear at all the high-level loot. Sweet! Our guild leader was just looking for some leg guards. This drop is like a miracle on a rainy day. For real, sensing an opportunity, he quickly makes an offer. Hey, how about this? I will buy everything, and we can just split the gold equally. The girls are stoked. They are finally getting rich. But Lin Yuan? He could not care less. He just stands there looking bored. Split it however you want. I do not need cash. Deal done. Lin Yuan starts heading for the exit portal, but stops to look out for his sister one last time. Wang Yan won't bug you anymore. If you get into a jam, just holler. I am heading out for some quests. Seeing him walk away, Lin Dan panics and grabs his arm. Wait, hold on a second. Big bro. He pauses, giving her a cold side eye. He raises an eyebrow and asks in a flat voice. What now? You want more loot? She does not care about the gear though. She is squinting at him, trying to figure something out. Since we got here, your plays have been insane. Plus that endless summoning thing? That is not normal. Are you some kind of hidden class prodigy or what? Honestly, do you feel like your body is changing or something weird? Lin Yuan looks down, hiding his glowing red eyes. His brain is racing. Man, is she actually starting to catch on to me? But she is already tight with the Order faction. I cannot let her know I am a necromancer yet. Keeping secrets is the only way to keep her safe. He quickly masks his panic, turns around, and plays it totally dumb. Nope. Why are you acting so weird? You think I look different or something? Because I don't. Caught off guard, Lin Dan jumps and starts sweating bullets. She waves her hands around, desperately trying to change the subject. No, no way. Cough, cough. Oh, I just remembered I have a quest to turn in. I gotta run. Bye. Watching her bolt away, Lin Yuan finally relaxes. A tiny smile creeps onto his face as he watches her go. She is all grown up and still a terrible actress. But hey, she actually called me Big Bro today. That's real progress. Just as he is feeling all warm and fuzzy, a loud voice cuts through the air. Hey, wait up. He turns to see the priest fanboy waving like a maniac, dragging two cool-looking players along with him. Glad I caught you. Our big boss, Xiao Yu, just decided to hit Cinder Valley on death difficulty. I told her we absolutely needed my top-tier buddy here if we wanted to survive that nightmare. Standing on the ruins, Lin Yuan tilts his head. His cold face is half hidden by his black cloak as he quietly checks out the crew. His sharp eyes instantly start mapping out the moves. He did not expect to run into the Moonshadow Guild this early in the game. This is the perfect chance to see if that top-tier trader is hiding out inside the guild. Time to go undercover. He nods, making the deal. Fine. I wanted to see how tough this death difficulty really is anyway. Let's do it. Seeing his idol agree, the priest gets hyped and throws an arm around Lin Yuan. Hell yeah. That is what I am talking about. Come meet the guild's heavy hitters. He proudly points toward a girl wearing some seriously spicy armor. She looks like she means business. Meet our main trio, starting with the boss of the Moonshadow Guild herself. Icy Queen Cold Moon arrives. Ignoring the flashy intro, she just crosses her arms and gives a chilling nod. Hello, heard the hype. Welcome to the core squad of ours. But wait, the priest points to the guy in the oversized wizard hat. This is Star Silver. He handles the heavy magic damage. Dude is a rare class, a total glass cannon. He is the heavy hitter for the Iron Triangle. Before the hype even finishes, the mage snaps at everyone. Enough already. I never agreed to bring this guy along. Dragging some random solo player into our core team like this is just a brainless move. The mage's eyes sharpen under his low hood. He glares at Lam Vien with pure disgust. The margin for error in death mode is 0. Some rando off the street won't know how to play. He is just dead weight. I am not risking our run. Get it? Pissed that his idol is being trashed, the priest starts yelling back at him immediately, ready to fight. Star Silver, what is your problem? This guy just carried us. The mage just smirks, pointing right at Lam Vien's face. I have seen plenty of loudmouths with 0 skill. You are just another one. I am not a bully, so I will give you one chance to prove you are not trash. He drops a dirty bet with a smug grin. Solo half the boss's health, and I will give you my gold gear right now. But if you mess up and die, you are paying us back for every single loss. Star Silver's eyes drill into Lam Vien with pure hatred and disrespect. He growls. You hear me? If you are going to suck, get lost now. Facing the trash talk, Lam Vien does not flinch. He just gives a cocky half smirk. Free gold gear? I would be a moron to turn that down. But you guys better witness this. I do not want him wussing out later. They glare at each other, tension rising fast. Seeing a civil war coming, Cold Moon steps in to shut it down with her icy voice. Enough, Star Silver. I already decided to add his friend. This is final. If you had an issue, you should have said it earlier. Deal with it. Focus on the dungeon and drop the ego. We need to cooperate. Getting roasted by his boss in public makes Star Silver see red. He grips his staff as fire magic flares up. Moon, why are you protecting this nobody? Death mode is brutal. You really need to think this through again. Cold Moon just waves him off with an icy stare. My decision is final. Let's go. Pissed off, the mage finally backs down. He glares at her back, teeth grinding. Inside, he is screaming with pure spite. Just watch, Moon. I will show you how worthless that stray you picked up really is. I am the only one you truly need in this squad. Under his hood, his face twists with crazy jealousy. He keeps yelling in his own head. Only me. Forever. Suddenly, the team is deep inside the dark, fiery dungeon depths. As they land, gatekeeper beasts growl at them. The system scans the ash lizards immediately. Level 18 mobs, 4,700 hit points, 580 attack, 75 defense. They spit fire. This is real. The battle begins. A massive beam of golden light slams into the earth from high above. Dust flies as a giant lizard head emerges. Its red eyes are filled with bloodlust. In the tight canyon, the Iron Triangle and Lam Vien are completely trapped and surrounded. Monsters crawl all over the cliffs while a giant boss lizard slides down, flicking its long tongue at the prey. They are totally pinned down. Seeing the nightmare unfold, the priest starts sweating and panics. Death mode mobs are insane. We just got here and we are already swarmed. Moon stays icy cool. She draws a glowing blue greatsword and shouts, "Melee to the front. There are way too many of them. We have to find a way to break out." She charges forward, swinging her blade and shouting at the team. "Hold the line while I pull aggro. Watch for an opening." The priest yells back. On it, Star Silver charges lightning in both hands, his eyes full of pure malice as he prepares a heavy spell to blast the monsters. He glares at Lam Vien. "I hate this parasite. I should just blast him in the head right now and be done with it." He is too busy being jealous. A lizard soldier drops from above, aiming right for their blind spot. The priest screams, "What the hell is happening?" Star Silver jumps in total panic. "Crap. I let one through to the backline." Surrounded by chaos, Lang and Yet parries a claw and snaps back. "What are you thinking? Get your head in the game." Tingingan. Sweating bullets after the lecture, Tingingan realizes they are cooked. Monsters are swarming from behind, and nobody is left to hold the line. With the clock ticking and everything on the line, the redhead makes a cold call and shoves her student forward as bait. "Forget it. I will throw my baby bear in to slow them down." Seeing this, Tingingan shouts out in pure desperation. "That is suicide. They will shred him. You traded top-tier silver gear for that pet. Remember?" Just as the front line is about to shatter, a mysterious figure in a black cloak steps forward. It is Lam Vien. He points one hand toward the sky as dark magic erupts. Looking like a total boss, he says, "Leave this to me." A dark magic circle rips open, summoning 3 massive shadow wolves with mangy gray fur and glowing green eyes. They emerge from the abyss, baring their fangs and growling with pure primal rage. A scarred spirit bear appears next, slamming massive stone claws into the dirt. The impact creates a shockwave, forming an absolute wall of defense that stops everything. The dark summons catch the signal and charge into the fray with insane violence. 2 massive wolves lunge, sinking their teeth into a red lizard's back. They rip and tear until the beast shrieks in agony, its neck arched back. Lam Vien does not just stand there. He moves like a ghost, gliding effortlessly past the monster's snapping jaws. His blade flashes with a green light, releasing a shockwave that carves through the enemy ranks. With the backline finally clear, the archer lets out a massive sigh of relief. "We actually blocked them. This is amazing. Now my pet does not have to die for nothing." Sweet, but Tin Engin is seeing red. He glares at Lam Vien, teeth gritted in pure jealousy. "How dare you embarrass me in front of Lang Wayet? You are not walking out of this dungeon alive, kid." The mage stammers, trying to act like everything is cool. Lang Nuyet, "Listen, but she is not buying the excuses." She steps in front to shield him from the crossfire and snaps back to keep him in line. "Everyone hold your ground. Do not let yourself get distracted now. Before they can even catch a breath, the system drops a bombshell. A fresh wave of monsters is inbound. Teetering on the edge, the buff shield warrior lets out a battle cry. He is ready for a fight. The priest closes his eyes, raising his staff as a blinding holy light gathers at the tip. He is ready to buff the squad for the coming storm. In the middle of the absolute carnage, Lam Vien stays ice cold. He keeps his expression neutral, his eyes darting toward the rear of the group. He reads the entire battlefield with surgical precision, maintaining a calm and dominating presence. Tingan is drenched in sweat, his eyes bulging with a mix of panic and pure jealousy. He cannot handle the reality of the situation. Up on the front lines, Lang Nuyet swings her massive sword, shredding monsters while keeping a close eye on the newcomer. He can spot blind spots and shut down lethal threats in a heartbeat. Those reflexes and that control, that is some rare, god-tier talent right there. Once we clear this dungeon, I definitely need to see if he wants to join the guild. The mage Tinningon slinks back, watching Lam Vien cover the rear with his summons while Lang Yet absolutely carries the front line. Their coordination is so smooth it makes his skin crawl. He is terrified of losing his spot as the star of the show. Tingangan charges up his lightning magic, his face twisting as he plots a dirty move. My reputation with Lang Yet is trashed if I do not do something. I have to find a way to humiliate this guy. Using the chaos as cover, he jumps high and fires a massive lightning ball at Lam Vien's back. He shouts out some fake support. "Hey, I am helping you out. Watch out. Do not get hit by accident." Sensing the killing intent from behind, Lam Vien glares back at the traitor. His eyes glow red with nothing but pure contempt. What a total idiot. But wait, this is a perfect chance to play the victim and get closer to Lang Yet. If he gains her trust, he can squeeze her for info later. Instead of just blocking the hit, Lam Vien fakes a stumble and drops to one knee, sliding across the rough ground just in time to dodge the two lethal lightning bolts coming for his head. Because of that calculated little slide, he shoves himself right into the kill zone of two red lizards with their mouths wide open. He switches to actor mode, shouting out in fake panic. Just as the monsters are about to tear him apart, a soft but incredibly strong hand reaches out and grabs him. Lang Yet pulls him back with a death grip, helping him swing around and launch into the air to safety. It was a total clutch move that saved his life. The female boss slashes through the air, barking out orders with a sharp look in her eyes. "I will take the one on the right. You handle the left. Got it?" Lam Vien plays along. "Roger that." A second later, Lang Niet tosses him forward with a shout. Reacting instantly, Lam Vien turns into a blur of dark shadow and lunges. Flashes of green and red sword energy collide, shredding the entire lizard pack into tiny, bloody pieces with brutal efficiency. Total overkill. Landing perfectly, Lang Nuyet looks back with glowing purple eyes and a dominant vibe. She gives the final command to the team. Time to clean house. A massive wave of energy rips through the dirt, leaving a charred trench and vaporizing every single mob in its path. Watching that buttery smooth tag team action, the priest is all smiles, sucking up like his life depends on it. Holy crap, that combo was pure fire. Our leader and this stud are vibing so hard. Seriously, is it even legal to be that hot? Ignoring the fanboys, Lin Yuan just grips his blade and stands tall, looking like a total boss. He flips his cloak back with that grizzled pro energy. Everyone is just staring, completely mesmerized by his main character vibes. Lang Yue sheaths her blade and gives him a nod. "I have never seen a move like that. Did you unlock that after your class change?" Lin Yuan just shrugs it off. "No big deal, just playing it cool. I basically just stumbled across a random skill book." Hearing that, Lang Yue goes straight into recruitment mode. Her eyes are literally glowing as she tries to scout him. "Our number 2 guild is full of hidden beasts. Want to join Mirrorflower Watermoon and show us some of those pro strats?" Not interested in the clout, Lin Yuan turns his back, totally ghosting her offer. "Pass. I am more of a lone wolf gamer anyway." Even after the rejection, Lang Yue just smirks. It is a soft look that actually makes Lin Yuan stop and second-guess himself. That smile. Am I tripping or does she look exactly like her? Too bad that rare smile makes the mage, Xingyin, go absolutely nuclear with jealousy. He grips his staff, cursing this guy out internally. What did this loser do to her head? Why is she looking at him like that? This is straight up garbage. Damn it, the vibe finally chills out when the priest starts waving his staff around, acting all hyped to give a report. I grabbed all the loot. We will split the spoils later, but for now, let us stick to the plan and wreck this boss. Lang Yue nods, ready to move. But right as they get going, Xingyin puts on his fake nice guy face and starts acting like a clown. Hold up, I seriously need to apologize to my guy here. After seeing those sword skills, I know you are cracked. A player with your level of talent deserves a much bigger stage to shine. He smirks, looking like a total snake, before dropping a trap. Why don't we let him go first and pull the boss's aggro for us? Wow, what a cheap trap. Lin Yuan just scoffs, seeing right through this guy's cowardice and calling out his garbage plan. If I am just a punching bag for aggro, how am I supposed to DPS? I won't even be able to touch the boss's health. You trying to bail? Or just too salty to give up that gold tier gear you promised me? Getting called out hits a nerve, so Xingyin gets defensive. You actually think you can survive more than 2 seconds against the boss? You are delusional. Look, if you actually finish this quest, I will hand over that gold gear without a single complaint. Things are getting heated, so Lang Yue steps in and shuts that drama down immediately. I am not changing tactics right before a boss fight. It is too risky. But Xingyin just ignores her and keeps poking at the guy. Relax, Lang Yue. I know you think he is hot stuff, so why not just let the man decide for himself? Lin Yuan's eyes glow red as his brain goes into overdrive, analyzing the whole field. He locks onto the mage, calculating his next move. This clown is constantly blocking me from Lang Yu. He is such a pain. Fine, I will just play along to shut him up for now. I will deal with this trash later. He looks up and replies calmly. Fine, I am in. The team heads into the Silent Valley. Right in the center is a massive, red-scaled cinder lizard king fast asleep. The priest turns and gives Lin Yuan an excited nudge on the shoulder. All right, buddy, show me what you got. Time to see your true power in action. Behind them, Xingyin pulls his hat low, hiding a nasty, snake-like smirk. He is definitely up to something. This idiot has no clue that this boss's area of effect skills completely counter summoners. Hey, this is going to be a total train wreck. Ignoring the haters waiting for him to fail, Lin Yuan charges a green ball of pure destruction in his hand. His eyes are glowing. A death-tier boss in this current version is honestly a total nightmare to fight. But with my past life experience, I already know all its moves. I see my opening, plant my feet, and launch myself into action. I swing my blade, letting out a perfect arc of light that slams into the energy ball, sending it screaming through the air. That magic nuke drops straight down, exploding in a blinding flash right on top of the boss's head. It wakes the beast up with a massive burst of damage that rips right through its thick, scaly armor. Feeling the sting, the Lizard King snaps awake and lets out a sky-shaking roar. Suddenly, the system starts flashing red with terrifying boss stats. Cinder Lizard King, level 25. Health 15,000. Attack 1,500. Defense is 500 with a ton of explosive skills. Seeing those insane stats, Xingyin starts sweating buckets and screams in pure terror. A level 25 death boss? No way. The top players are only at level 15 right now. This power gap is insane. How are we supposed to fight a monster like that? Stop standing around like idiots and start dumping damage. I bet that punk Dan is shaking in his boots right about now. Ha ha ha. Sorry to ruin that loser's fantasy, but as the boss went berserk and stomped the ground, sending glowing red energy pillars tearing through the dirt, something unexpected happened. Lin Yuan pulled a slick backflip, dodging the blast with style. He stuck the landing in a perfect three-point hero pose, looking absolutely badass. Lin Yuan slammed his hand down, igniting a magic circle that summoned a pack of fierce wolves. A smirk played on his lips. Same old trick, same old legend. That floor slam opener is his signature move. Meanwhile, Silver Star waved his staff and screamed at Cold Moon on the front lines to hurry up and seize the opening. Just as Lin Yuan launched himself high into the air, Silver Star stayed back, wearing a slimy grin. He watched Lin Yuan charge into the flames and mocked him under his breath. What a beautiful sight, watching him crawl toward his own death like a pathetic sewer rat. Hey, this is gold. Before the team could even get close, the massive boss slammed its giant tail onto the ground. It triggered a violent shockwave, a massive surge of power that sent the backline flying like ragdolls. Gasping for air in the chaos, Cold Moon gritted her teeth and yelled, "Silver Star, use your crowd control skills right now." His timing was off. The mage clutched his staff, face turning white as he panicked. Damn it, I can't reach it in time. That epic fail cost them big. The entire squad got blown away like dry leaves in a hurricane. Through the dust and chaos, a furious scream ripped through the air. Silver Star, what the hell are you even doing? Bracing her weapon, Cold Moon glared at the useless mage. Why didn't you use your lightning magic to paralyze the boss's tail? Wasn't this the whole plan? We set everything up. Do you realize you just threw away our golden opportunity? Getting chewed out by his leader, Silver Star dropped to his knees, trembling and stuttering. Cold Moon, I am so sorry. Things were so bad the tank just sat on the ground, clutching his chest and sighing. Man, we're all wrecked. Waiting for our health to regen is going to take forever. How is our buddy supposed to solo this boss alone? We are totally screwed. The healer looked just as depressed. This is a death mode dungeon. If we bail now, the penalty will absolutely destroy us. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Pushing her panic aside, Cold Moon stood tall and drew her sword. Radiating pure leadership, she made a firm decision. Since it has actually come down to this, I just hope everyone remembers this painful lesson we learned today. Our new friend is playing perfectly, but our supposedly elite team is just dragging him down like dead weight. I will tell him to retreat. The guild will cover all the repair costs and losses. Right as the boss was about to throw in the towel, the archer's eyes went wide with shock. She pointed forward and screamed, "Wait, leader, look, he hasn't taken a scratch, and he is actually soloing the boss right now." In the middle of the smoke and chaos, Lin Yuan was calmly calculating his next move. The Ash Lizard King's weakness is his back. If I use lightning damage to paralyze that tail, I can unleash a combo that will tear him apart. Plan set, he raised his sharp blade toward the sky and began summoning his magic. As the beast bared its fangs and roared for a counterattack, Lin Yuan just smirked at its snail-like pace. He whispered two cold words, "Too slow." Fast as lightning, he pointed his finger and gave the lethal command. "Lightning Scorpion, take out that tail right now." Instantly, a massive magical scorpion lunged forward, slamming its jagged stinger right into the Lizard King's tail. The stinger hit the mark perfectly, and the system menu flashed to confirm the insane pro play. Lightning Scorpion used Paralysis Strike. A massive burst of electricity exploded, surging through the beast's body. The high-voltage current locked the giant boss into a total state of paralysis. Two bright golden words popped up on the screen, crushing any hope the monster had left. Status: paralyzed. This was the moment the boss's defenses completely fell apart. Lin Yuan waved his hand, and his summons swarmed forward like a tidal wave. Nice. The blind spot is clear. Everyone, charge. Watching that smooth outplay, Silver Star started sweating bullets. How does he have a lightning attribute summon? He even knows the boss's patterns perfectly. Pure jealousy boiled inside him as he cursed under his breath. How could that punk know all of this? Damn it, that move just proved I am more useless than some mindless summoned pet. This is humiliating. Breaking the gloom, the healer raised his staff and rallied the squad, shouting excitedly, "Incredible! Our friend actually has this boss in the bag. Everyone, heal up fast. We need to get in there and back him up." The warrior roared back in agreement. On it. But just as the team was about to charge, Silver Star blocked them with a twisted, evil grin. He mumbles with a smirk, "Hold up. Haha. Look at this genius tripping over his own feet and digging his own grave." The mage watches those wolves shred the boss, talking smack about how weak and pathetic they really are. Those pathetic summons won't last 5 seconds. One good hit from the boss and they are toast, believe me. Right on cue, the wolves' health bars start flashing red like a flickering, broken neon sign. They are stumbling, about to get erased by the Lizard King, and his nasty damage reflect armor. Lin Yuan is not having it. He waves his hand, and a spooky green magic circle erupts from his palm. The system goes wild, triggering a total game-changer dark curse. Shadow energy pumps into those wolves, and their muscles bulk up. They grow massive in a flash of blue light, looking beefy and ready to cause some serious chaos again. The shock hits Xinghen hard. His jaw drops, and he starts stuttering like a total loser in pure disbelief. No way. How is this guy still spamming heals for his summons while the boss is grinding them down? Is he actually about to solo this beast all by his lonesome with no help? Ignoring the mage's mental breakdown, Lang Yue draws her massive blade and rallies the squad with a loud shout. Get ready. The boss is almost at execution range. Everyone, move in and finish it. The whole team roars back, ready for blood. Feeling the disrespect, the Lizard King lets out a massive roar, glowing red-hot like a burning piece of coal. The system starts screaming bloody murder. New skill activated, the Universal Furnace. A heat wave hits like a volcanic blast, turning the whole valley into a giant human air fryer. Anything close is getting incinerated. Facing a total wipe, Lung Yue goes pale and screams a desperate warning to the crew. Watch out, this is the boss's ultimate move. It is trying to take us all down with it. Seeing the panic, Xinghen lets his jealousy take over. His eyes are bloodshot as he goes full psycho. No way am I letting you win. I need that gear, and Lang Yue belongs to me. You might as well just drop dead with this freak monster. He plays the hero, swinging his staff and popping a lightning ring while yelling at everyone to scatter. Everyone back off. I will stop the blast. But instead of hitting the boss, his lightning bolt takes a nasty turn. The electricity streaks across the dirt, aiming straight for Lang Yue's blind side. This guy is literally trying to kill her by proxy. The sneak attack is too fast. Our leader is totally caught off guard by the strike. She barely gets a word out before that ruthless lightning blast sends her flying straight toward the deadly kill zone. Seeing the dirty play, Lin Yuan keeps his cool. He catches a breeze and zips in to help. He smirks with pure contempt, thinking, I knew that piece of trash was going to pull some shady backstabbing move when we weren't looking. Lung Yue is midair, drifting right into the boss's flaming maw without any control. Lin Yuan smashes the ground, rushing to the rescue while low-key complaining about how much of a pain this is. Like a flash, he reaches out. He snatches her by the waist right at the edge of disaster with a solid, decisive yank. He catches her perfectly, pulling her into a classic Princess Carrie like some kind of cheesy romance novel. He leans in close and reassures her with a cool, deep voice. Do not be scared, just hold me tight. Then, he leaps back, escaping the danger. He just points a finger, cold as ice, and ends the whole game. The system lights up for the finisher corpse explosion. A massive green shockwave rips through the boss's defenses like they were made of wet paper. The blinding light finally fades away. Before the dust even settles, the server-wide announcement hits. Huge congrats to the anonymous player for an insane, world record feat. The squad just secured the first clear of Ash Valley on death difficulty. Talk about a legendary win. Still in his arms, Long Yue is blushing hard. Her heart is pounding as she admits her total respect. I cannot believe you are this young but play like a pro. You did not even flinch. Lin Yuan sets her down and shrugs, saying it was probably just luck. Lang Yue stays serious, but she is impressed. Look, even if you do not want to join my guild, I still really want to be friends. You know, just so we can hit up some higher-level dungeons later. Lin Yuan smirks, totally catching her vibe and sealing the deal. Sounds good. Instantly, the blue system window pops up with a sweet friend request notification. Lang Yue sends the friend request, and he hits confirm without a second thought. They are officially buds now. Infiltration complete. Behind the scenes, the fanboy priest hauls the reward chest over, winking like a total creep while teasing his serious, professional female boss. Look, in all my years, I have never seen the great Lang Yue act like such a shy, thirsty schoolgirl. Total loss of dignity. Man, the hug lasts a second too long. Lang Yue turns red, coughs awkwardly, and snaps, "Okay, put me down already." Meanwhile, across from them, the mage Jing Yin is sweating buckets, clutching his staff and freaking out. How is this even possible? I did not even touch a hair on her head. Lin Yuan gently sets the beauty down and stands tall. The system flashes the leaderboard glory. Anonymous player, 87% contribution in the death level Cinder Valley dungeon. With numbers that dominating, he just sticks his hand out with a cool look and demands his debt. My contribution was 87%. We had a bet. Hand over that gold gear you are wearing right now. Cornered by the debt, Jing Yin turns pale and sweaty. He tries to play it off and dodge the bill. Wait, the boss is dead. Let us just check the items that dropped and split the loot first. Lin Yuan presses him. No need to split. Just hand over your gold equipment. Jing Yin backs away, looking like a total loser. I will give it to you. Don't rush me. I just need to find a replacement item first. Lin Yuan smirks, cutting right through his shady, lying heart. Looks like you are trying to stiff me. Seeing the drama, President Lang Yue steps in to clear the air with a very generous offer. Actually, Jing Yin's gear might not even be a good fit for you. How about this? You get first pick of the loot, and on top of that, I will personally pay for a piece that actually suits you. What do you say? Tempted by her offer, Lin Yuan smiles and backs off to set his real trap. Fine, let us do it your way. But honestly, instead of gear, I would much rather spar with a high-level pro who has special skills. Lang Yue sighs in relief. Elite players? Sure. You did us a huge favor this time. I will head back and check with the guild to see if any of them are willing. With the deal done, Lin Yuan turns and strolls over to the massive, glowing red corpse of the Lizard King, muttering, "Almost forgot about you. Still need your share." He raises his hand, instantly casting dark summoning on the fallen, giant king of the lizards. Suddenly, a red warning flashes across the screen. 3 of his dog-headed minor zombies have been completely wiped out down in the city sewers. Seeing his minions die so far away, Lin Yuan's eyes go wide. Wait, what? No way. His brain goes into overdrive. My undead disciples were taken out? Already? Nobody grinds levels near a hidden dungeon. Those 3 zombies should have been enough to scare off any curious intruders. This is weird. Did the Snake Master show up? His gaze sharpens, killing intent flaring as he locks onto his new target. He has to grab this chance. The clue to that #1 follower is definitely on him. Without wasting a second, Lin Yuan blurs into the blue portal, leaving the whole team in shock. They shout after him, "Hey buddy, you haven't even taken your reward loot yet." The scene shifts to the damp, dripping dark of the sewers. Wrapped in a magic stealth cloak, Lin Yuan hugs the stone walls. The entrance looks normal, but sneaking through this narrow tunnel is definitely the much smarter move. As he moves deeper, he finds the remains of his 2 summoned dire wolves lying cold on the hard floor. Kneeling to check the scene, he uses a glowing sword to inspect the bodies. There are no signs of a struggle. These undead were strangled to death. The enemy is clearly an old pro who knows his way around an assassination. Lin Yuan narrows his eyes. These are clearly snake bites. The regular snakes in this dungeon are not this big, but if it was the Serpent King, his minions would be totally crushed into fine dust. Connecting the dots, he stands up, his cloak fluttering. "I knew it," he mutters. This was definitely the work of the Snake Master himself. Suddenly, massive killing intent drops from the ceiling, instantly breaking Lin Yuan's stealth and revealing his location to the enemy. A giant ghost snake lunges down, fangs bared, as red alerts fill the screen. Stealth broken. Bone-crushing demon snake. Level 15. Health 4500. Attack 300. Defense 130. Skills: bone poison, choke chain, flesh fusion. Lin Yuan moves instantly. He sticks the landing, backflips like a pro, and barely dodges that snake's massive tail before it smashes the ground to pieces. Using the momentum to kick back, he creates some breathing room and charges a glowing blue ball of death in his palm. The magic rips through the dark as he swings his blade, sending a wave of raw energy straight into the beast's side. Lin Yuan squints, keeping his guard up while whispering to himself. These sewer snakes are way stronger than they look. For real. No clue what kind of dirty tricks they have, so I better watch my back. But just as he catches his breath, a massive shadow looms over him, blocking out the light completely. He looks up in shock at another giant snake king towering over him, glaring down with cold eyes. He gasps, totally caught off guard by the size of this thing. How the hell are there more of these? Without backing down, he grits his teeth and braces his arms, raising his massive greatsword to block a lightning-fast strike from the savage beast's fangs. Feeling the crushing weight of the attack, Lin Yuan spots an opening and drops a magic circle. He screams for his trump card, the giant wolf, to join the fight. Suddenly, a glowing blue werewolf head emerges from the ground, radiating pure, unfiltered killing intent. Pointing his sword to lead the way, he barks out an order. Get in there and hold them back. The giant wolf lunges forward, sinking its razor-sharp teeth into the snake's thick scales and tossing the monster across the room like a ragdoll. While his summon keeps the snake busy, Lin Yuan pivots and bolts into the shadows. He is crunching the numbers. Getting bogged down in a fight like this is a bad move. The real enemy is hiding somewhere, pulling the strings. He has to drag that coward into the light and end this. His crimson eyes scan the darkness, pushing his senses to the limit to track down the hidden boss. He needs to find that guy's hiding spot, and fast. Within seconds, he locks onto a heavy iron gate blocking the path at the end of the tunnel. He catches the tip of a snake's tail sliding inside. Gotcha. He smirks. Without wasting a second, Lin Yuan puts everything he has into a dash toward the gate. He lunges forward, his fist glowing with blue magic that tears through the air as he lets out a final judgment. Nowhere left to hide, punk. His punch carries overwhelming power as he slams it down without a single shred of mercy. The impact is massive, but there is zero reaction. He knits his brows together, realizing something is definitely off about this situation. Wait, this is wrong. Looking closer at the shattered gate, he spots traces of green magic. His expression turns cold as ice. This door, it is a mark he left behind just a few minutes ago. Staring into the dark abyss, he connects the dots and realizes the enemy's twisted plan. This is the domain of the underworld Serpent King. The bastard has been setting a trap this whole time, baiting him to walk straight into his own grave. Right then, his summoned protection beast finally runs out of mana, crumbling into thin blue smoke before completely vanishing into the empty air. Seeing his summon disappear, Lin Yuan tilts his head with a cold look. He turns to the enemy standing with the purple snakes and lets out a cocky smirk. Fine by me. Let's see who loses their cool and makes the first move. The system flashes as he triggers his stealth skill, turning his body into a blur of light that melts perfectly into the night. With their target gone, the two purple snakes snap their venomous fangs, lunging forward like crazy to tear him apart. But their strike misses completely, hitting only the cold iron gate and leaving them biting at nothing but empty air. Seeing his prey slip away, the snake tamer grinds his teeth in rage. So he didn't fall for it. Behind his scaly mask, his eyes flash with a murderous light as he mumbles to himself. I'm not letting anyone else find out the secrets hidden in these sewers. This is my turf, and I'm the one who runs things here. The air turns dead silent, and the dark sewer feels creepy as hell. Only the tiny ripples on the surface of the puddles break the stillness. The villain holds his breath, his purple eyes darting around as he desperately tries to sniff out exactly where the intruder is hiding. Catching a tiny ripple in the air, he spins around and fires a blast of lightning from his staff, screaming like a maniac. Found you, now become food for my snakes. The powerful blast slams down, shattering the ground into a mess of rubble and thick dust. But things don't go exactly how that psycho villain planned them out. Lin Yuan drops from the ceiling like a ghost, landing right in the guy's blind spot and letting out a cold, mocking laugh. Where the hell are you aiming? The snake tamer jumps in terror, gasping out, What? No way. Taking advantage of the confusion, Lin Yuan swings his greatsword with everything he's got, sending a glowing blue crescent slash through the air. Panicking to save his skin, The villain quickly raises his staff to block the incoming strike. He grinds his teeth and hisses in anger. You think this is a joke? Instead of fighting fair, he calls his giant snake forward, which lunges at Lin Yuan with its fangs bared and a terrifying roar. You want to die? Lin Yuan instantly spots the guy's weakness. Turns out this loser is trash at close combat and keeps trying to back away to safety. If I just summon my wolf to chain these beasts up, the win is basically mine. Thinking that, he lets out a cocky smirk. Oh, you think you're the only one who can call backup? Let's see whose pets play rougher. Watching the undead army crawl back from hell, the snake charmer's eyes nearly popped out. He stammered in total shock. Zombies again? No way this is a fluke. It's impossible. While the dude's brain was buffering, Lam Vien hit him with another surge of glowing green magic, dropping some verbal heat for extra damage. Is snake dancing the only trick you got, or are you actually useless? That hit a nerve. The villain snapped back. Shut your mouth. A dead man walking like you doesn't need to know squat about my power. With his cloak flaring, Lam Vien smirked and brushed off that weak-ass resistance. Quit barking. Without your scaly little friends, you're nothing but a total deadweight. Talk about a total disgrace to the title of #1 follower. After being insulted by the mention of his master, the villain exploded in a violent rage, swinging his staff to unleash a toxic purple and black blast. You punk! How do you know about that great one's existence? Amidst the absolute chaos, a massive serpent dropped from the ceiling with a destructive force that slammed down, aiming to crush the spot where Lam Vien stood. The bad guy white-knuckled his staff, his face twisting into a nasty grin under that mask. Surprise, loser, I got snakes for days. Now hold still while I squeeze the truth out of you. Surrounded by a sea of fangs, Lam Vien didn't even blink. His red eyes scanned the room. So that's how he pulled off such a clean ambush? These beasts were using the terrain for cover like total pros. It was clear he was deep in the territory of the #1 follower now. I must take this guy alive to get the info I need. A split second later, his blade flashed, turning those charging snakes into sushi. The snake guy went ballistic, pouring every bit of his life force into his staff to strike Lam Vien. He screamed out a death sentence. The game is over right here, you little brat. Literal garbage. Lam Vien dodged the blow, already cooking up his next move. This was the perfect bait to lure him in. As the blast tore through the air, Lam Vien blocked it and faked a desperate scream. No way. Suddenly, 2 snakes lunged, coiling around him like scaly iron chains. Great. His magic has a stun effect. My movements are sluggish. The snake charmer pointed his staff and laughed in my face. When I saw those zombies, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. I really didn't expect you to actually be a necro hunter. Too bad your skills are basic as hell. Looks like you skipped a few classes. Rookie. Big mistake. Hearing his secret class getting called out, Lam Vien froze. His eyes sharp with genuine shock. Necro hunter? What the hell are you barking about now? His brain was spinning a mile a minute. How does this bastard know so much about this secret hidden class? He even knew the whole necro hunter move set by heart. Hidden behind that scaly snake mask, the villain let out a psychotic laugh. Spill, how'd you find the big boss? I've got all day to play with my food. Lam Vien just looked him in the eye and stood tall. His eyes glowed red with a cold, murderous intent. Right back at you, buddy. Just wait a minute. I'm gonna beat you so hard that you'll vomit up every single secret you're hiding in that head of yours. Before he finished, the snake guy froze. His pets were turning into undead monsters behind him. When the hell did you turn my snakes into your own personal zombie army? Lam Vien stood tall. My army of the dead is endless, but your pets are dropping like flies every single second. Just give up the struggle. Losing his lead, the villain gritted his teeth and started spamming defensive magic to survive. In your dreams, he ignored the danger and bolted, screaming with hatred. I'm not letting a lowlife like you lay a finger on me. Lam Vien just reached out his hand, glowing with blue magic, and triggered his ultimate trump card, the corpse explosion skill. On command, the undead snake coiled and launched into the air, intercepting the target mid-flight. The brutal explosion from the necrocorpse ripped through the wooden scaffolding and cleared everything in its path, sending a powerful shockwave through the entire tunnel. While the smoke was still thick and everything was a mess, Lam Vien popped his entanglement skill, releasing a swarm of glowing blue magic vines that chased after the guy to snag him by the neck. Surveying the wreckage, he landed smoothly, dusting off his cloak with a cold, calculated look. Fast little rat. But at least I've narrowed down where this snake-obsessed creep is hiding out. His red eyes flashed with confidence. Luckily for me, in this early stage, he still hasn't absorbed the broken power of the evil god descent yet. Once I unlock my dispel skill, these weak snakes will just be free food for my undead army. As he was plotting, something shiny caught his eye buried under the piles of rubble. Ha! From the middle of a dark crack, a brilliant golden light flashed, instantly catching the hunter's eye. He leaned down to pick up the mysterious object, spreading it across his palm to study it. With a curious look, he realized it was a pocket watch. He flipped it over, but no stat board appeared. Lam Vien quickly locks in the no stats theory. Looks like it is not gear, probably some kind of identification token instead. If he is really hiding in the Water Mirror Guild, finding Leng Yue to verify is the move. He definitely hasn't had time to clear his hideout. Without hesitation, he opens the system messenger to ping the guild leader. Hey, Leng Yu, you free to meet up for a bit tonight? I want to talk about that mess at Ash Valley. He hits the send button without a second thought. The screen cuts to a quiet night sky. The city's massive stone castles start glowing as the streets wake up. Tucked away in a quiet tavern, Leng Yue rushes over to Lam Vien's table, looking a bit guilty as she speaks. Sorry, I'm late. Sitting down, she plays it fair, sliding a flashy gold ring with a glowing magic effect onto the table. Here is the gold gear I promised. Check the stats and see if it fits. The blue system screen displays top-tier stats. The gold-grade focus ring grants a direct 20-point boost to spirit, plus 200 mana and a meditation skill that makes your mana regeneration go absolutely insane. Rubbing the shiny ring, Lam Vien nods, realizing he got a steal. Mana regen? After using those high-level spells, my mana bar has been tanking lately. Leng Yue is really stepping up here. Not stopping there, the boss lady unloads more loot from the death stage with a satisfied grin. Still got the Ash Valley loot too. We agreed you would get first pick of the gear. The screen flashes a silver-grade armor piece called Gloom Armor. Next is a razor-sharp silver dagger for bloodthirsty assassins, glowing bright. Finally, the real prize of the bunch drops. It is the one thing everyone wants to see. A level 1 skill scroll that adds 100 points to mastery. He ignores the silver gear entirely. Lam Vien snatches the scroll and tucks it away. Deal closed. This was made for me. It even exceeds my expectations. You guys handle the rest of that junk. This scroll is all I need. Seeing his decisiveness, Leng Yue smiles, resting her chin on her hand. I figured you were the lone wolf type, but look at you, showing up at a rowdy place like this tavern after all. Skipping the small talk, Lam Vien cuts straight to the chase with a cold stare. While farming in the sewers today, I ran into a pro. He was rocking a badge that looks exactly like your Water Mirror Guild logo. I want to find him for a little chat. Think you can help me out? Surprised, Leng Yue replies, The sewers? Really? That is weird. Let me check with my people. He slides an old gold pocket watch across the table as evidence. He dropped this while he was panicking. Take a good look. Do you recognize it? Does anyone in your guild carry a watch like this? Taking the watch, Leng Yue frowns and studies it closely, but she looks totally clueless. A pocket watch? Let me see. Honestly, this does not even look like standard in-game equipment at all. First time I have seen this kind of flashy jewelry. Having the info he needs, Lam Vien says, I get it. Just keep an eye on those sewers for me. This is a matter of life and death for me. Seeing his serious face, she promises to track it. With business done, Lam Vien glances over, trying to read the enemy's inner circle. But hold on, you are just handing out gold gear to outsiders like it is nothing. Your Water Mirror squad is not complaining about this? Mentioning her annoying teammates, Leng Yue's face turns stone cold as she scoffs. Xing Yin is definitely throwing a fit, but he is the one who messed up the raid. It is his own fault, so who can he blame? Her sharp eyes soften as she brushes her hair back, her voice now filled with a deep sense of nostalgia. Also, you remind me so much of my little brother. Sometimes it actually messes with my head. If he were still alive today, he would probably be right around your age by now. Noticing her sad mood, Lam Vien looks down, putting the pieces together. No wonder. Her reactions before were always so weirdly familiar and strange. He gently pushes the pocket watch toward her. That was a long time ago. Try to let it go. The mood gets heavy, then Lang Yue snaps back to her usual self. Oh, right. If you trust me, start stocking up on lightning resistance potions soon. You are going to need them. Bagging the ring, Lam Vien nods as the system confirms his quest. 100 paralyzed grass stems delivered for Ya. He calculates that the law and order types have smelled a lightning dungeon. The best recipe for those potions is currently in my hands. Lam Vien finishes. I will think about your offer. It is late now, so I will head out. Lang Yue stands up and smiles. I am headed that way too. Shall we? The two walk out into the quiet stone streets together. From around a corner, Xing Yin appears with his hat pulled low, blocking their path as he spots them together. Ting Yin's face went dark as he gripped his staff and slammed it into the stone floor. This punk really thinks he can sneak around with Lan Weert? I'm gonna wreck him right now. But as soon as he turned around, Lam Vien and Lang Weert were standing right there. Oh, hey Ting Yan, what a coincidence. You hanging out at this pub too? Caught off guard, he started stammering. I was just taking a casual stroll and happened to pass by. Ting Yan stepped up and started grilling Lan Weert. You're a guild leader. Why are you wasting time pouring your heart out to this random nobody? You should probably stay away from him. Lam Vien shot him a look and prepared to clap back. I asked her out to discuss some private guild business. You're just a grunt, so maybe stop worrying about things that don't concern you. Getting burned in front of his crush made Ting Ingen snap. His lightning staff started sparking. Oh, look at the big man talking trash. Weren't you just talking big about not needing a guild? Now you're over here trying to charm the leader with secret talk? He got right in Lam Vien's face, eyes bloodshot with rage. Come on, spill it. What's your real angle for getting close to her? You've got some dirty motive, don't you? Lam Vien frowned, thinking this guy was basically a persistent piece of human garbage. After a moment, he replied, Lan Weert's sword skills are actually incredible, truly on another level. I invited her here to learn a few moves from a master. You got a problem with that or something? Tin Ingan sneered. Please, we all know you're just hunting for more than a lesson. Line Ingyert, don't let this creep play you. You're just asking for trouble. Finally hitting her limit, Lan Weert turned her back and started walking away, dropping a line that was cold as ice. I appreciate the concern, but since when do I need your permission to hang out with someone? Seeing her get pissed off, he desperately reached out to save face. No, Lang Weert, that's not what I meant at all. She spun around, looking completely annoyed. Enough. I actually came all the way here to help you keep your gear. But honestly, I couldn't be more disappointed in you right now. He started sweating and stuttering. Lan Weert, you've got it all wrong. I. As he watched them walk away together, Tingin's eyes filled with a pure, murderous madness. It's all his fault. Everything is ruined because of that absolute piece of trash. He grabbed his hair, muttering to himself, if I just make him disappear, Lan Weert will go back to the way she was, only looking at me. His face twisted as he let out a bone-chilling growl. That guy has got to go. Fueled by pure rage, he stomped off to a sketchy, dark harbor filled with stacks of old wooden crates. As soon as he saw his contact, Tin Ingan slammed a bag of gold on the table. You've been hiding out here? Good. Now go take care of this guy for me. The masked assassin didn't even flinch, just kept sipping his drink. He leaned back and asked lazily, what's the big rush, man? Let me finish this glass first. Ting An screamed in frustration. I'll double your pay. Just get it done. I want you to crush him and make it absolutely miserable. The assassin checked the target's photo sent through the system. He gave a cold smirk and locked in the contract. Well, you're certainly willing to pay up. Fine, I'll take the job. The dark mage grinned. adding one more twisted detail to the plan. Make sure you pick a spot with a huge crowd. His face looked like a literal demon as his bloodshot eyes flashed with madness. I want you to slowly torture him right in the middle of broad daylight. The hitman stared at the photo of Lam Vien's cold face, scratching his chin. Why does this kid look so familiar? Meanwhile, the scene shifts to a bustling desert city. An old NPC named Uncle Dak stared intensely at a pocket watch, shaking his head at the sight of it. I've never seen a watch like this before. It looks like a cheap trinket to me, but hey, maybe you should try your luck with the Scorpion Knights. Of course, that's assuming you can even manage to get past the front gate. Taking the watch back, Lam Vien sighed. I can't believe even a veteran NPC like Dak is totally clueless about this. He gave a polite nod. All right, thanks anyway, old man. Uncle Dak waved him off. No worries. Too bad I'm retired. Without a really good reason, it's going to be almost impossible to get an audience with the commander. Just as they hit a dead end, a cute girl walked in carrying a basket of snacks. Hey, Uncle Dak, how have you been lately? I brought you some tasty treats. The old man's face lit up immediately when he saw her. Oh, is that you, Edit? Yeah, I'm doing great, kid. Thanks for taking the time to visit a grumpy old man like me. Hearing that familiar name, Lam Vien's eyebrows shot up. Edit? Uncle Dak pointed over at the girl. Hey, listen to this kid. If you really want the inside scoop on the Scorpion Knights, you should ask her. She's the daughter of Commander Sheet. But Edit quickly shook her head, looking totally hurt. No, I haven't been his daughter for a long time. These days, I'm just a simple tailor trying to make it on my own. Smelling a potential quest, Lam Vien stepped forward. Sounds like some serious family drama. Maybe I could help you out with that? Uncle Dak sighed and tried to give her some advice. Edit, look, the commander is really eating his heart out with regret. You shouldn't stay mad at each other forever. Just listen to your old uncle for once. Edit gave a soft smile, a tiny flicker of hope in her eyes. Fine. Young man, please follow me. As she turned to head inside, she clutched a small box tightly to her chest and started to open up. I honestly thought I'd never get the chance to give this gift to him. I never expected things to change. Lam Vien followed closely behind her, adding his own 2 cents. It seems like you were just waiting for the right moment. Edith ran her hand over the crimson box, slowly popping the latch to reveal a neatly folded black suit inside, or something like that. She held the box of fine clothes like it was made of glass, her eyes full of secrets. I spent an entire year sewing this suit by hand. I hope you can hand-deliver this to my father for me. She pleaded, gently placing the box into Lin Yuan's hands with hope in her eyes. After that, please come back and tell me what he said. Taking the item, Lin Yuan promised her, don't worry, I'll get this to him as fast as I can. Right then, a neon green system notification flashed in his vision. You've accepted the hidden quest, Dusty Family Bonds. Lin Yuan scanned the details of the mission, noting the weird name for a family reunion task. Requirements: heal the patient and earn favor. You also need a reputation score higher than 0 with the Scorpion Knight Order. Goal: deliver Edith's handmade suit to her father, a gold rank warrior named Sith. You have a 12-hour time limit. It didn't take long for Lin Yuan to reach the Scorpion Knight camp, a place heavily guarded by soldiers wielding massive polearms. Spotting a stranger in a black cloak, 2 guards crossed their weapons to block his path and barked out a loud command. Halt! Who goes there? Lin Yuan kept his cool and replied, Relax, I'm here on behalf of Lady Edith to deliver an item to your commander. Hearing her name, one guard lowered his weapon in shock. Lady Edith? Wait right here for a second while I go tell the commander you've arrived. While waiting, Lin Yuan crossed his arms and did some math. These Scorpion Knights were basically the baddest fighters in the Western Desert, second only to the State Preceptor. If I play my cards right with these guys, everything gets a whole lot easier later on. The guard came running back pretty quick, waving him over. Sorry to keep you waiting, buddy. Follow me inside. Lin Yuan casually followed the guard deep into the heart of the military camp. He stared at a massive winged lion with a nasty scorpion tail chained to the ground. Glancing at the beast, he started crunching the numbers in his head about its value. If I want one of these signature manticore mounts, I'm definitely going to need to grind more reputation points before they even let me buy one. The beast caught his scent and started snarling, baring its fangs and clawing at the air aggressively. Its eyes glowed with fire as it lunged forward. They reached a massive tent where the soldier stopped and pointed. The commander is inside. Buddy, you go on in. Lin Yuan gave a polite nod. Thanks, man. He pulled back the curtain and stepped inside. Lin Yuan's face went stiff as a cold sweat broke out. He reminded himself the commander was terrifyingly strong, like a level 60 lord monster. He couldn't let it slip that he was actually a secret necromancer hunter at all. Inside, he saw a man in heavy armor standing with his back turned, focused on a massive battle map. Lin Yuan spoke up, "Commander Sith, sorry to interrupt." The silver-haired man with a long facial scar turned his head slightly, his voice deep and full of regret. "Tell me, how is Edith doing? Is my little girl living well?" Lin Yuan walked over and set the red box on the table. "Lady Edith misses you a lot. She sent me here to deliver a special gift to you personally." He used both hands to carefully lift the suit up. "It took her a whole year to sew this formal suit for you. She really hopes you can see the heart she put into it." Sith looked stunned. "A whole year? That kid must have poured her soul into this. Man, why won't she just come see me herself?" He hugged the clothes to his chest, his old eyes sparkling with pride and pain. "I guess she's still just as obsessed with sewing as she ever was. Look at this fine stitching. It's not just clothes, it's a legit masterpiece of art." His face wrinkled as his shoulders slumped, hanging his head in pure, heavy regret. "I was so stubborn back then. I thought my daughter was too good for a lowly tailor's job. I ended up driving her right out of the house." His rough, calloused hands stroked the soft fabric of the collar. "It's been 10 years since we've seen each other," he whispered softly. Watching the emotional scene, Lin Yuan was surprised. He didn't think a powerhouse general like Sith could ever be this soft and sentimental at all. "I need to take this chance to ask him about that weird pocket watch." Pulling himself together, he gave a comforting smile. "Lord Sith, Edith doesn't blame you for anything." The commander snapped his head up, eyes blurry with tears and determination. "Tell her for me. I don't give a damn about that stupid family honor anymore. It doesn't matter. I just want my daughter back home." Lin Yuan placed a hand over his heart and gave a respectful nod. "Understood, but there's one more thing I need your help with." He opened his palm, revealing a gold pocket watch engraved with a creepy skull design to the commander. "Do you happen to know where this watch came from?" Old Man Sith squinted at the item in the young man's hand and spoke in a firm, low voice. "A pocket watch. I can say for sure I've never seen anything like this before. Anyway, go on, get back to my Edith and tell her what I said." Lam Vien tucked the watch away, sighed, and accepted his dead-end luck. "Fine, whatever." Just as he turned to bail, Commander Shi's voice stopped him cold. "Hold up." His eyes turned icy, one glowing blood red like he was scanning my soul. "Who are you really?" Lam Vien felt the heat, teeth gritting. Did this old man just sniff out my secret? Suddenly, the old man shut his eyes, exhaling as the heavy pressure just vanished. "My bad. If my daughter vouches for you, then I have no reason to doubt you." Flashing a shiny gold medal, the commander barked out a thanks for everything I did for Edith. "If anyone messes with her, use the Scorpion Knight's name to kick their butts straight to hell." Wiping away the sweat, Lam Vien breathed again. "That was way too close. I got you, sir. I will keep Lady Edith safe." Right then, a green system screen flashed. "You gained Shi's approval. Scorpion Knight reputation, plus 1,000. The alerts just kept coming. Rep status reached friendly. Officially named an honorary member of the Scorpion Knight squad. Eyeballing that medal, Lam Vien grinned. This old guy is actually loaded and generous with the loot. You can't grind for this item. It only drops if she likes you personally. Carrying this treasure around the West Desert is basically a permanent VIP pass to flex. Leaving the tent, he headed for the shop. My rep is sitting at 1,500 now. Shop's unlocked and I am not missing this chance. This place has gear you can't find anywhere else. The guard at the door gave a wide grin. "What can I get for you, young knight?" Scanning through the epic gear on the screen, he made his move. Give me the manticore. He smirked like a villain. I already snatched up the combat skills. With this legendary mount, I am a walking fortress. The merchant patted the fur of the freakish lion-scorpion hybrid beast. Warning, the manticore is pricey. There are only a few in this whole wind-swept city. It costs 3 million gold coins. Lam Vien slammed a massive bag of cash on the table, not even blinking. No big deal. System messages popped up. 3 million gold spent. Poisonous manticore mount has been successfully activated. Back at the tailor shop, Edith held her hands over her heart, looking hopeful. She started crying, totally overwhelmed. My father, did he really say all those things? Oh my God. I thought he forgot about me years ago, being so obsessed with his knights. Lam Vien smiled softly. Don't say that, Lady Edith. The commander really wants you back home. She looked down, smiling for real now. Just knowing he cares is enough for me. The screen lit up. Hidden quest complete. Edith handed over a wooden box with a huge smile for her savior. Here is a little something to say thanks. Please, you have to take it. Tell my father that making beautiful clothes for people makes me happy. I want to stay here and keep doing exactly what I love. Opening the box, the stats of some high-end gold gear hit him right in the face. Dark Spirit Shroud. Golden Tier Gear. Stats. Plus 100 Constitution, 60 Defense, and 30 Spirit. Special skill. Magic Immunity. Activate for 10 seconds to ignore all magic damage and crowd control. 24-hour cooldown. Lam Vien threw the fresh new trench coat on and checked his reflection, feeling like a boss. He smirked at the golden glow. With this magic immunity, I can finally shut down that annoying snake charmer for good. He nodded a quick goodbye and thanked her, saying he was off to deliver that message to her father right away. Peace out, I am gone. The scene shifted back to the front of the knight's tent. From inside, Commander Shi let out a long sigh of relief. Edith really loves her life. Hearing that makes me feel better. Lam Vien rubbed his chin, still hunting for clues. Since the watch thing was a bust, I might as well ask him about the snakes. Commander, do you have any intel on the snakes? The old man scratched his long beard, looking totally confused. Snakes? Ever since the Snakekin civilization were kicked out of here. We wiped out every snake around this city long ago. But then he stopped, eyes narrowing in deep thought. Does it count if the snake only shows up in dreams? Sensing something off, Lin Yuan asked, a snake? Was there anything actually special about this snake? Rubbing his chin, he recalled rumors of a massive serpent. But hey, dream stuff is just smoke and mirrors anyway, right? We honestly have no clue how to deal with this mess. He picked up a red wax-sealed envelope and handed it over with a heavy sigh. Since you are an honorary Scorpion Knight now, and you seem so obsessed with snakes, handing him the letter, he said, this job is yours. Lin Yuan grabbed the secret file and nodded. All right, I am on it. But his mind was racing. Could it be the underworld snake? How the hell did it crawl into someone's dreams? Is the snake tamer behind this? Suddenly, the system popped up with a brand new quest. Quest accepted. Count Callow's Nightmare. Difficulty level, classified. Mission details, pending. Head straight to Count Callow's mansion to find the guy and dig up some clues. 48-hour limit. Following the system's GPS, Lin Yuan reached the Count's massive, super flashy stone estate in no time. Before he could even knock, the heavy doors flew open. Some thug was tossing a young girl out by her collar like she was total trash. The girl slammed onto the hard stone floor, letting out a painful scream. The thug pointed and yelled, "How dare a low-life peasant like you talk back to the great Count?" A fancy butler in a red bow tie and gold glasses adjusted his white gloves and barked an order. "Teach her a lesson." His goons rushed in, kicking the poor girl as she curled up in a ball. They kept insulting her. Some people just do not learn until they get a good beating. One meathead raised a massive fist, gritting his teeth as he prepared to strike. The Count actually noticing a low-life like you is a massive blessing, you peasant. But before the punch could even land, Lin Yuan caught his hand like it was light as a feather. He smirked. Guess I really did find the Count's place after all. Your hospitality is really something else. The thugs backed off, glaring at the stranger who just crashed their party. What hole did this loser crawl out of? You think you can stick your nose in the Count's business? The butler chuckled, pushing up his glasses with a smug look. Oh look, a hero trying to save the girl. If you want to die, fine. Get him. The bruised girl looked up at her savior with fading hope. She whispered, please just run. If you cross the Count, it will not end well for you. Lin Yuan just stepped forward coldly. This is exactly where I am supposed to be. He unleashed a burst of power, sending the thugs flying through the air. What the hell is happening? He loomed over the terrified butler. Where is the Count? The guy broke into a cold sweat, stuttering to save face. Do you have any idea who you are messing with right now? Before he could even finish, a fat, bearded man stepped out from the shadows. It was Count Callow himself, looking as arrogant as they come. This is Count Callow's turf. Where did this peasant come from? And why is he putting his hands on my men? Call the Scorpion Knights and throw this punk in jail. Lin Yuan calmly pulled out a shiny gold badge. He held it up and smirked. I was sent by the Scorpion Knights to deal with those nightmares of yours. The Count's eyes went wide. You are a knight? Instantly changing his tune, the Count barked at his butler. Hang these useless idiots upside down and starve them for 3 days. The butler bowed. Yes, sir. Then he turned to Lin Yuan with a fake, suck-up smile. What a bunch of blind fools, failing to recognize a knight. You showed up at just the right time. Fix my problem, and I will make sure you get a fat reward. Lin Yuan put his hands in his pockets. Hope so. Walking inside, Lin Yuan saw a massive, fancy library with shelves that went all the way to the ceiling. A few maids were busy cleaning the place up. Servants were dusting with feathers and lugging around heavy velvet chairs covered in gaudy jewels. Slumping into his desk chair, the Count sighed. Every night, a giant serpent chases me, snapping its jaws and trying to eat me. I have called in the best priests around, but no one can figure out what is wrong. It is insane that a Count has to suffer like this. He slid a detailed drawing across the desk to Lin Yuan. I had an artist sketch that damn snake. Take a look and tell me if you can handle it. Examining the sketch of a freaky 3-headed cobra, Lam Vien narrowed his eyes. This thing was seriously twisted. It really was the Hades snake. Folding the paper, Lam Vien smirked and kept his cool. Listen, Lord Count, I am going to need a bit more time on this. Just then, a cute maid timidly brought some tea. The Count barked, I hope you actually know what you are doing. If we fix this, it is a win-win for both of us. Suddenly, the maid caught her foot on the rug and wiped out hard. Drinks went flying everywhere in an instant. A glass of ice-cold water smacked the Count right in his smug face. The poor girl gasped, totally terrified. Soaked and fuming, the Count jumped up, wiping his face and roaring like a wild beast. He pointed a finger right at the shaking girl. You worthless peasant. How dare you? Losing it, he swung his massive arm and backhanded her so hard she hit the floor. He screamed, You stupid brat, I am going to skin you alive for this. The poor girl clutched her swollen face, sobbing on the floor. She begged for mercy under the shadow of her cruel, terrifying master. Please, stop. Do not hit me. The Count's face twisted in rage, his bloodshot eyes bulging as he let out a terrifying scream. You cannot even do one simple thing right, you pathetic piece of trash. Not satisfied with just insults, he raised his heavy leather boot to stomp on her face. Typical low-life trash, born to be worthless. Before the boot could even land, Lam Vien moved like absolute lightning. He scooped her up and dodged just in time, leaving the Count stumbling and staring in total shock. Holding the blushing girl close in his arms, Lam Vien looked back and calmly said, Hey Lord Count, we are still discussing business here. Acting like this is a bit unprofessional, do not you think? Seeing the knight speak up, the Count forced a fake, awkward laugh to hide his fury. Haha, my bad. I was just trying to help her out. You know, if they cannot handle the small stuff, how will they ever survive in the real world? He puffed out his chest while Lam Vien gently set the maid back on her feet. When these brats were starving in the streets with nowhere to go, I was the only one who showed mercy and took them in. They should be kissing my feet. He shoved his greasy, mean face closer, growling a dark threat. Tell him, Anna, is not that right? Poor Anna looked down with teary eyes, her hands shaking as she nervously whispered back to him. Yes, yes, sir. I am so grateful for the Count's kindness. He just waved her away like garbage. Walking past Lam Vien and the butler, the Count kept trash-talking with pure, disgusting, and total contempt. Unlike someone like me, born with high class, noble blood, those poor rats crawling out of the slums are not even worth a single crust of black bread. He plopped down at his fancy dining table and started preaching like a total jerk. But even trashy people have a use in this world. Their only point of living is to keep me entertained and happy. Do not you agree with me on that? The knight knew the fat guy was insulting him for helping. Lam Vien just stayed quiet and acted like he did not care. Annoyed by his silence, the Count turned to his butler. Butler, bring out the feast. Find a spot for this commoner knight who has no title to his name. The butler bowed, and the Count smirked, turning back to mock Lam Vien again. Ha ha, if you were not working for me, you would never taste food this good in your entire life. This is top-tier, high-level luxury. Kid. Soon, a massive long table was loaded with food by a whole group of busy, rushing maids. The butler leaned in and said, My lord, the venison from Count Goldenhue is ready. Our chef prepared it exactly how you asked him to. Sir, take a look. He rubbed his chin like an expert. Yeah, looks okay, but... He glanced at Lam Vien with pure disgust and barked out an order. This country knight probably cannot handle fancy food like this. Just give him a simple bowl of fish soup and be done with it. The butler smirked. Yes, sir. Right away. Hearing the insults, Lam Vien narrowed his eyes and started making a plan. The mission comes first. Once I finish this mess, I am coming back to tear your whole house down. He just shrugged his shoulders and replied, Whatever works for me. A bit later, Anna came over and quietly placed a plain bowl of fish soup in front of him. Here you go, Sir Knight. Lam Vien looked up and gave her a polite smile. Thank you. Stuffing his face with meat and chugging wine, the fat Count barked. So Knight, have you figured out a solution to this yet? Do not waste any more of my time. Lam Vien just picked up his cheap soup and took a sip. He calmly suggested, I need to stay in your room tonight to keep an eye on things. Hearing that, the Count smashed his wine glass in a total rage. He pointed at him and screamed, You kidding me? You think a lowlife like you can just walk into my bedroom like that? Figure it out yourself. I just care about the results. Despite getting chewed out, Lin Yuan stayed cool while holding the soup, secretly cursing the guy. What a freaking arrogant idiot. Once the fat guy entered the room, Lin Yuan's eyes turned cold. He flipped on his invisibility and stood right by the Count's door. He jumped something was up. A sharp, nasty sound suddenly echoed from right in front of him. Anna the maid clutched her swollen cheek, screaming in pain. Meanwhile, Count Carlo sat smugly on his jewel-encrusted chair, barking insults in her face. You ungrateful brat. Serving Count Carlo is an honor. Is being my servant too good for you? The butler stood by, sucking up as usual. Exactly. So many people would kill for this chance, and you are throwing it away. Down on the floor, the poor girl sobbed and begged. Please, my lord, have mercy. I beg you. He grabbed her hair, jerking her head back with a disgusting, evil grin. You really think some low-level knight can protect you? That moron does exactly what I tell him to do. He is nothing but a puppet. Ha ha ha. The butler adjusted his glasses, laughing along. A knight? Give me a break. If you speak, he is just another slave, my lord. Ha ha ha. Hidden behind the carved wooden door in a glow of blue invisibility magic, Lin Yuan frowned, clenching his fists. Turns out every maid here was forced into this twisted slavery by this scumbag. Inside, the Count tossed the girl onto the stone floor, shouting arrogantly, I am Count Carlo. I have power in the West Desert. And even in other countries, I will still hold my rank as a noble. You are never escaping my grasp in this lifetime. Haha. Anna could only hide her face and cry. The slimy butler whispered more flattery, saying a brilliant man like the Count would never put all his eggs in one basket. The fat guy stroked his chin, grunting with pride. Obviously. Eavesdropping from the shadows, Lin Yuan started connecting the dots. Wait, The king of West Desert gave him that title. There is no way that rank carries over to other nations unless he is a traitor. Suddenly, the green system screen flashed a new quest, triggering a hidden condition. Count Carlo's nightmare task updated to arrest the traitor. Gold level quest. Catch the traitor Count Carlo, throw him in jail, and find the evidence of his betrayal. 48-hour time limit. He smirked. Just like I thought. This guy is a total fraud. Carlo is a traitor. I need to contact the Scorpion Knight Order right now. Using his special items, the system sent an arrest request to the Scorpion Knights. Back inside, the Count's eyes suddenly looked heavy and dark. He started yawning and grumbling. Why am I getting so sleepy all of a sudden? He scratched his head, eyes bloodshot as he turned his rage back on the kneeling maid. Damn it, that snake keeps me awake every night. You are not going to have a peaceful life either. Before he could move, a massive force smashed through the thick, gold-plated wooden doors, sending them flying open. Lin Yuan stepped in, hands in his pockets and trench coat flowing, acting totally cool. Lord Count, I think I heard a scream. He quickly planned his next move. Just gotta stall for time until the Night Order gets here. Seeing the party crasher return, the Count lost his mind, pointing and screaming at the top of his lungs. You damn knight. You have got some nerve disrespecting me again. The butler stepped forward, trying to look tough. Do you realize that breaking into the Count's private room is a serious crime? Lin Yuan ignored the two barking dogs. Lin Yuan looked down at the maid and told her softly to leave. I have some private business with the Count. The girl looked up with teary eyes, stunned. Insulted, the Count's face twisted into a sneer as he spat out his words. You ruin my mood and then think you can just walk out of here? Some low-rank knight thinks he is a hero? That badge cannot hide the smell of a poor, pathetic loser like you. The butler leaned in, stirring the pot. My lord, should we give this guy the punishment he deserves? The Count snapped an order. Tie him up and hang him upside down for me. I want him to watch what happens to low-life trash who forget their place in this world. The butler rubbed his hands together with a nasty grin. Consider it done. He turned and yelled for backup. Guards! Assassination attempt on the Count. Instantly, a swarm of guards with spears charged across the red carpet into the room. Seeing the overwhelming odds, Anna grabbed Lin Yuan's coat, begging him to leave. Run away. Do not throw your life away for me. Lam Vien narrowed his eyes at the street trash in front of him, a confident smirk playing on his lips. You really think these nobodies can take my life? Please. Not even close. The guards screamed like wild animals, jumping through the air to pounce on him like they were hunting prey in the jungle. Get the assassin. Kill him now. Lam Vien raised his hand, and a massive gold-trimmed sword crackling with deep blue electricity materialized out of thin air. He gripped the hilt, eyes burning with a murderous red glow. He glanced back at the small girl behind him and barked a command. Get ready to bail on my signal. The girl nodded quickly, terrified. Okay. With a sudden twist, Lam Vien swung a massive wave of blue energy that literally split the earth, blowing back the first wave of charging soldiers like ragdolls. The survivors froze, eyes wide with pure shock. What? Seizing the moment, he grabbed the maid by the hand and bolted, tearing right through their messy line. The solid wood gates of the Count's mansion stood tall and silent under the dark night sky, looking more like a suffocating cage than a home. Suddenly, those massive doors were blown wide open by a terrifying force coming from deep inside the building. Wood splinters flew everywhere as a violent explosion ripped through the silence of the night, lighting up the darkness. Through the thick clouds of dust, Lam Vien stepped out, his cloak billowing in the wind. Behind him, the maid collapsed on the ground, gasping for air. The guards were right on his heels, waving their shiny blades and screaming orders. He is right there. Get him. Do not let him get away. Lam Vien frowned, moving like the wind as his sharp eyes scanned the area, calculating his next move in this deadly game. Too many servants around. I cannot use necromancy or corpse explosion here. The maids huddled in the corners, trembling and whispering in total terror as they watched the chaos. Is that him? Did he really just try to take out the Count? An armored guard sprinted past them, turning back to bark a harsh warning. Shut up, do not say another word or you are next. A short-haired maid started to speak, but her face went pale as she let out a blood-curdling scream of pure horror. A guard was sliced clean out of the air by Lam Vien, falling toward the pavement while screaming for his life. "Help!" He begged for mercy while his savior moved like a blue blur, cutting down everything in his path and standing tall over the groaning bodies of the fallen. Lam Vien sheathed his blade and planned his next move. "Just need to watch the Count and the butler until the knights arrive to clean this up." Suddenly, a bunch of glowing blue magical chains shot out of nowhere, aiming straight for his limbs. The chains wrapped around Lam Vien, locking him down tight. Even though he was magically paralyzed, he just smirked and tightened his grip on his sword. "Oh, so we are playing with crowd control now? Perfect. Time to test out my new Shadow Soul equipment skills on these fools." A bright green system notification flashed and his vision skill activated. Magic immunity. All restrictive effects have been completely removed from the user. The butler stepped forward with the Count, looking smug as hell. He gripped his magic staff and looked down his nose at his captive enemy. "You knights are all the same. Plenty of muscle, but absolutely zero brains to back it up. Such a waste of space." Count Carlo stood behind him, acting like a total brat. "You think I do not have high-level protection? Torture him. Make him regret ever crossing my path." Hiding behind a door, the maids hugged each other, crying as they watched what they thought was the end. He is done for. He actually fell for that devilish butler's trap. I guess some people just never learn when to quit. I mean, the butler is a former elite from the Royal Mage Corps. The crazy old man jammed his lightning staff toward Lam Vien, cackling as thunder shook the ground. "This little spell is going to pour pure electricity directly into your veins, boy. Enjoy the ride." The bright light reflected off Lam Vien's ice-cold face. He did not even blink. The butler kept rambling like a typical villain. "Trust me, kid. This is not going to feel good at all." In a flash, Lam Vien swatted the attack away like a fly, his voice turning deadly cold. "Why don't you keep that toy for yourself?" His blade plunged into the man, making him cough up blood. He shrieked in total disbelief. "How? You were supposed to be trapped." A second later, the butler was on his knees, clutching his chest and spitting out blood. The fat Count started sweating bullets at the sight. His eyes nearly popped out of his head as he looked at Lam Vien, who stood there like a god of death, looking absolutely terrifying. He stumbled back, pointing a shaking finger. "I hired you to do a job. Are you trying to start a revolution here?" Lam Vien pointed his blood-stained blade at Carlo, his voice full of judgment. "Forget the contract. I think your little treason plot is a much bigger deal, don't you?" Hearing that, the fat man trembled in fear, whispering to himself, "What? How could you possibly know about that?" Meanwhile, the butler started crawling up from behind. He swung his staff wildly for a desperate backstab, screaming at the top of his lungs. "If you know the truth, then just die already." Like he had eyes in the back of his head, Lam Vien didn't even turn. He just flicked 2 fingers, blasting the magic back with a sneer. "Honestly, I wish I could just chop you into pieces right now, but my mission says I have to bring you in alive." The butler flew backward, screaming in total confusion. "What kind of knight are you? Since when can a warrior use high-level magic?" He rushed that butler before the guy could even blink. A blast of holy lightning exploded, slamming into the royal mage. It scorched him instantly, making the guy scream in pure agony while he jerked around like a puppet. Ah! The massive force sent the fancy butler flying. He soared across the room, smashing into the stone floor and kicking up a huge cloud of dust and debris. He collapsed into a heap, totally knocked out. His broken glasses hit the floor, officially ending the reign of this arrogant little bully for good. While the chaos unfolded, the Count hauled tail up the stairs, waddling for his life while screaming over his shoulder like a total coward. "You absolute punk. I am going to find the commander and have you sentenced to death for this." But when he looked up, he slammed right into a pair of black boots blocking the stairs like a ghost. He started stuttering, sweating buckets in pure terror. "How did you get here?" Lin Yuan stood tall, blocking the moonlight with a vibe so heavy it forced the Count right onto his butt. "What is the matter? Weren't you just screaming about giving me the death penalty?" Tossing his pride aside, The fat coward dropped to his knees, waving his hands and lying through his teeth. No way. I was looking for the commander to tell him how great you are. Actually, I will personally ask the king to give you a title and gold. Lin Yuan shoved a hand glowing with blue fire in his face. He smirked and said, "Catching a traitor like you and handing you to the king will get me plenty of rewards." The magic orb slammed down, tearing through the air as Lin Yuan delivered some cold justice. When you were busy tormenting innocent people who couldn't even fight back, did you ever once think about showing any mercy? The count grabbed his face and wailed. "Stop, wait." Feeling the heat of the blue flames, he started sobbing and begging for his pathetic life. "I am sorry, okay? I will release all those peasants right now. Please, just stop." Lin Yuan growled, killing his hope. Too late for that. He reached out and lifted the fat guy into the air, making him bulge his eyes and gasp for breath. "Gag. Hold tight, you dirty traitor." Lin Yuan hissed, "You should use this time to think about your confession." The fat man kept squirming, desperately trying to buy his way out with a cheap bribe. "Wait, I will give you anything you want. Just take it all, please. Just let me live." The answer to his begging was a brutal magic punch that slammed right into the middle of his chest. Lin Yuan was done playing. Say goodbye to your trashy noble status. A surge of blue energy, powerful as lightning, crashed down, carrying a massive, destructive force that absolutely nothing could stop. Suddenly, the commander arrived on his majestic beast, leading the night squad right into the middle of the mess. He called out, "I hope I am not too late. Is Count Carlo okay? Is he hurt? Where is the mastermind you mentioned?" Lin Yuan shoved his hands in his pockets, looking totally cool and indifferent as he replied, "Sorry, Commander, but the criminal you are looking for is actually Count Carlo. He is a total traitor." Hearing the shocking news, the commander broke out in a cold sweat. "A traitor? My God." He turned to the young knight with a dead serious warning. "You better be right about this. Touching a count without proof is a crime that carries the death penalty." Meanwhile, Count Carlo was sprawled out on the ground, looking like a complete and utter mess. He pointed a finger, screaming to save what was left of his pride. "You guys know this is a capital crime? You sent a lunatic here. This is a massive insult to my noble rank." The commander frowned, crossing his arms and looking totally stuck on what to do. "I can't just arrest a count based only on your word. I need more than that." Lin Yuan leaned back, looking completely chill. Just as things got awkward, Anna the maid stepped forward, gripping her hands tight and summoning the courage to speak up loud and clear. "Wait, I know exactly where the evidence is hidden." Anna walked up to Lin Yuan, looking him in the eye with zero fear in her voice. "I overheard the count plotting with the snake people. They even have a secret altar hidden inside a hidden chamber right here in the manor." Her face was set with determination as she pointed. "The secret room is nearby, and the proof is definitely inside." Now that his mask was off, the count's face twisted like a red devil. His bloodshot eyes bulged as he started screaming like a total maniac. "Liar! When did I ever work with those snakes?" Like a cornered animal, he lunged through the air to rip the girl apart. "You peasant! I will tear your mouth off." But Lin Yuan stepped in, standing tall to protect the girl behind him. Lin Yuan threw a kick powered by blue magic, sending the fat guy flying as he delivered the final word. "My system quest says you are a traitor, so it is definitely true." He turned to the commander and said, "Take the count to jail. I will be back with the proof soon." Seeing how things were going, the commander sighed and rubbed his forehead, finally giving in to the situation. "Fine, whatever. Since this is serious, I will wait for your search results." From his mount, the commander ordered 2 knights to stay and help, while the rest hauled the count back to camp. The soldiers stomped their spears and shouted orders in perfect unison. Lin turned to the maid, sounding tough but steady. "Lead the way," he said. "Do not worry." Staring at the knight's strong back, Anna blushed and stammered, "Yes, you and those guys are not the same. I believe in you." With Anna leading, the squad moved deep into a dark, creepy tunnel made of freezing cold stone. The girl spoke up, "The Count's secret passage leads straight to this spot." A knight behind them gripped his spear, scouting the area. This sewer is exactly where snake men love to hide. Trailing behind, Lin gave the short-haired maid a major side-eye, his brain working overtime to figure her out. But seriously, how did she end up in this middle-of-nowhere dump just to overhear a secret in the first place? That is super sketchy. Stopping at a massive metal door, Anna looked up and reported, "This is the secret room where they always meet up in private." Lin stepped forward to take the lead. "All right, let me handle the rest of this mess." Lin stared at the giant door, checking every single crack. There were zero weird marks or signs left on the entrance at all. He grabbed the edge, slowly pulling it open while glancing back at the squad. "Stay sharp, everyone. I am opening this thing now." The opening revealed a pitch-black void. Lin peeked inside and clicked his tongue in surprise. It looks like nobody is even here. Suddenly, giant snakes with wicked fangs lunged out of the dark. Lin scrambled back and shouted to his men as loud as he could. "Everyone get back." The knights behind him panicked, fumbling with their weapons in total and complete shock. Facing the angry vipers, Lin drew his sword with a smirk. "Do not be scared. They are just a few tiny little snakes." With just a few quick slashes, the snakes were chopped into pieces, leaving a bloody mess all over the floor. This place was packed with venomous snakes. Something is definitely wrong here, no doubt about it. Meanwhile, Lin kept a close eye on Anna, who was standing still. His brain was racing. He noticed she did not look scared or even remotely surprised by the attack. Think about it. If we all die here, there are zero witnesses left to testify against the Count. Could she be a snake person disguised as a human, secretly working with that fat guy? Maybe she knows the Count is busted and is just using me to escape. This snake repellent potion is something those snake people absolutely hate. One quick test and the truth will come out soon enough. In a flash, he smashed the glass bottle on the stone floor, releasing a yellow mist while giving a perfect cover story. This repellent will scare off the snakes, so we do not have to worry about sneak attacks. The yellow smoke swirled and completely covered Anna's body. But she just folded her hands calmly, answering with a straight face and showing zero physical signs of being bothered by it. "Sorry, I had no clue there were such terrifying things hiding inside that room. But the evidence is definitely in there." Seeing her stay totally chill in the smoke, Lin silently stopped glaring at her with his killer intent. His hand flared up with a bright green magical fire, lighting up the entire dark space. He felt a sense of relief and let go of his doubts. "Maybe I was just being paranoid." He turned to the girl and smiled. "It is okay. This was not your fault." The group marched to the very back of the stone room, where they found a massive, evil-looking snake statue coiled up. Lin crossed his arms and said, "Well, we found the evidence." A knight picked up the snake statue to inspect it, sounding totally confused. "Good grief, this is clearly a Snake King totem. The king ordered all this stuff destroyed ages ago. How did that damn Count actually manage to stash this much away?" The knight next to him held up a piece of embroidered cloth, his eyes wide with fear. "This is the Count's family crest. He really was working with the snake people. That is high treason." Standing behind the two sweating knights who were shaking with shock, Anna the maid lowered her head, hiding a creepy little smirk in the shadows that covered her eyes. She folded her hands, acting like a weak victim while sobbing. "Please, you brave knights, you must make him pay for his crimes." Cut to the jail cell, where the Count slammed the table and stood up, yelling at the two guards. "Hey, it has been a whole night. Where is your evidence? You have got some nerve trying to smear a Count's good name. Once I get out of here, I am going to settle the score with every single one of you losers." The cell door flew open. Commander Sid marched in with Lin, looking absolutely furious. "We found the proof," he snapped. "Now take him out for some serious interrogation right now." The guards saluted with a loud "Yes, sir." They shoved the Count onto his knees and snarled, "Shut your mouth and confess to your crimes. You low-life traitor." The Count started sweating, totally panicking as he muttered, "What? No way. This cannot be happening. I seriously have nothing to do with those snake people." Watching the interrogation with his hands behind his back, Commander Sid gave a heavy sigh. Shaking his head at the kid, he sighed. "Man, talk about a plot twist. Callow really turned out to be a dirty traitor." He slapped Lin Yuan on the back, sounding like a proud coach. For real, you crushed it. I already told the king, so expect a fat stack of rewards coming your way soon. Lin Yuan just gave a humble little smirk. Thanks, Captain. Just doing my job, you know? Nothing special. Behind them, a whip cracked through the air, followed by the Count screaming like a total baby. Ow! Stop it. I am Count Kalo. I am a noble. The butler started howling like a total coward too. Please. It was not me. I am just the help. Just a butler. Sid got dead serious. He rubbed his chin, thinking hard. Those snake people probably have way too much intel on our Western Desert Kingdom by now. I am going to lead a search party myself. Meanwhile, you need to head over to the mansion and deal with those maids for me. Lin Yuan narrowed his eyes. He knew the Count had one more piece of epic loot stashed away that he definitely could not miss. Snapping back to reality, the young knight nodded confidently. Got it. I will make sure they are all taken care of, Captain. Right then, a guard came sprinting over to them. Sir, the prisoners are starting to talk. They are ready to spill everything. Sid's eyes lit up. He spun around and barked out an order. Yo, get some paper and a pen. Start writing this down. The once fancy butler, now looking like a bruised peach, scrambled forward to snitch on his boss. Me, I will talk first. Let me go first. Ow! The Count was sneaking around with, but the Count was not about to let him talk. He wiped blood off his face and screamed, Shut your mouth. Not your turn. Then the fat noble used his whole body to headbutt the guy, knocking the breath out of him. The butler tumbled away yelping while Callow collapsed at Sid's feet. Covered in tears and snot, he started shaking and blabbing his heart out. I confess, I might have done a tiny bit of business with some other folks, but just a tiny bit, I swear. He looked up, sobbing like a loser. Since I am being so honest, you have to tell the king to go easy on me, right? Please. Disgusted by how shameless this traitor was, Sid gripped the hilt of his sword and spat out a curse. We have been bleeding for this country for years, while trash like you stabs us in the back. You are a dead man walking, you piece of garbage. Suddenly, his system menu lit up. The quest to capture the traitor was officially marked as complete, plus 1,000 rep with the Scorpion Knights. But Lin Yuan was still frowning. Mission complete? Just like that? Something felt off. What about that massive giant snake? I definitely missed something huge here. He closed his system menu and gave a quick salute to head out. Since he is toast, I am going to head out and find a place for those maids to stay for now. Sid nodded, eyes burning with absolute rage as he stared down the fat noble. Go ahead. I am going to make this callow creep spit out every single dirty secret he is hiding. The heavy wooden cell door slammed shut with a loud, final bang, locking all the traitor's filth inside for the interrogation. Inside, Sid drew his steel and pointed it right at the Count's throat, roaring with authority. Start talking. Who else is working for the snake people? Callow's eyes nearly popped out of his head as he screamed back in total confusion. What snake people? The guy I was talking to was definitely a secret agent from the South Turtle Kingdom, not snakes. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan was already back at the Count's massive mansion. He rubbed his chin, trying to remember some tips from his past life. He remembered some guy on a forum bragging that there was a legendary shield inside Callow's house, a gift straight from the king. It had insane stats and a unique skill, so it had to be stashed somewhere around here. He slipped into a storage room packed with messy crates. Lin Yuan frowned, scouring every single corner. His eyes glowed red as he scanned the room, hunting for that hidden treasure. He kicked open a few fancy wooden chests, but they were all totally empty inside. Lin Yuan bit his lip, totally confused. Did someone beat me to it? No way. Did someone else actually know this gear existed? Back in the main hall, a guard leading the maids came running up to him. Sir, we rounded everyone up, but one of them is missing. Lin Yuan's eyebrows shot up. Who is gone? They looked nervous as they replied. It is the maid named Anna, sir. Lin Yuan's face went dark. Without even thinking, a flicker of green magic fire erupted from the palm of his hand. His brain went into overdrive. Did the snake people kill her to keep her quiet? Or was my original theory actually the truth all along? Snuffing out the flame, Lin Yuan turned and stormed into the dark hallway, muttering to himself, "Whatever happened, I need to track her down right now." He stopped at the basement door, his brain working fast. A living, breathing person does not just vanish into thin air like that.